and welcome to the Sneakerphiles podcast. I'm your host, Eugene. You can find us online at www.sneakerphiles.com. That's sneakerphiles. You can find us on Twitter at Sneakerphiles and on Instagram at Sneakerphiles_podcast. You can hear this podcast on iTunes, on Google Play, or wherever, or you can stream it online or wherever you find your podcast. And you can also watch the podcast in full 1080p on YouTube. Just search Sneakerphiles podcast and you'll find us. Once again, we are recording live from Stay Fresh, Canada's premier sneaker consignment store. You can find them at www.stayingfresh.ca. So to my right, we got
Hypeless Joe.
Hey, Hypeless Joe.
What's up? I just want to say I prefer 1080i.
1080i?
Yeah.
I don't think my TV supports that low resolution.
I don't think any TV ever did support
1080
that.
On the low.
Quick, Pierre, what does the I in 1080i stand for?
Interactive. I don't know.
I believe it's interlaced.
Interlaced.
What does why do you need to interlace some TVs?
It's every other line that's on display at any given moment.
There you
Whereas
go.
in progressive scan is
Welcome to the Tech Podcast, everybody.
Nerd alert. Nerd
don't give me that
alert.
shit.
We're on radar.
What does 4K mean then?
It's 4,000
pixels?
pixels resolution.
Okay.
Come on now.
Now you know.
Okay, so
It means
Hypeless
4,000
Joe,
kilograms. It's very heavy TV.
What's been up
Que
with
paso?
you the last week or so in the world of sneakers?
Not a lot.
All right.
Nope.
Moving on
Exactly.
to your right.
Keep
we
it
got
snappy.
It's Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan.
What's up?
That's IG at Kyrgyzstan.
That is correct.
Yeah, we never promote our IGs enough, really.
Anyways,
Anyways,
you post them up there, I guess, on the videos.
yeah,
On
exactly.
the videos.
Yeah, I guess that works. And
Do it for
Yeah.
the gram ho.
Grandma. Is that what you call your grandma? Grandma.
Wow.
Oh.
I didn't say
That's
grandma. I said grandmo.
Oh, grandma.
Grandma.
I don't
No,
know
but you
how
said that's
that
how you call your grandma.
It's funny how you guys just automatically go to the
It's you,
real
Kurt.
shitty card.
I think it's fair.
the shit card. You
Anyways,
always think I'm playing the shit
shard.
card.
F you up.
The
So, what's been new with you, Jason?
Nothing. I've been on vacation.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Staycation?
Staycation. That's right.
How's that been?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
work on
that's-
your studio, your office,
Yeah,
whatever
I
you
was
want to call it?
doing some stuff. I was the Vancouver Fringe Festival's going on, so I've been going to that a lot.
Oh, that's freaky deaky.
It's not what you think.
Oh, no?
I know, dude. I don't think it's that
I heard
freaky.
stories.
That's
No.
the kink fest.
Yes,
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
there's a real thing like that
Yeah.
here. Yes,
Nice.
but that's
Vancouver
not
is
it.
full of-
That
Bring
is
out the
not
gimp.
Wow.
It. The gimp. No, so yeah,
Gimp's asleep.
so going to see shows there and doing some work at home, and that's about it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You've been busy, though?
trying to.
All right.
Keep
Working
busy.
on customs?
Yeah, I've been messing around with some stuff.
Messing around with some. Will you ever show us? Ever? Even
Yeah, I fixed some shoes the other day.
fix them? As in,
Yeah.
like, repaired?
Yes.
Oh, is that your new service that you're offering?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's just for me.
What do you repair?
I had a pair of John Varvatos Converse that I absolutely love. My favorite pair, and then the sole came off.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just
some chewing gum?
got rid of them, took them off, I have another pair that I use as a donor pair, ripped those off, and I
Right.
put them together, and I got them.
Put some lunar
super
lawn
happy.
insoles in them.
Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Good to go.
I'm super stoked about it. I was all like, I don't know if this is going to pan out with all the work that goes into it, and then it actually did. So that
What
was
do you
kinda
use for
nice.
adhesive?
I was using Angela's shoe, whatever they're calling their
Bonding
shoe
agent.
bonding and cement.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm testing that out to see how it goes.
Yeah, let me
I've
know.
got some other stuff that I've used when I went to.
See, that's the mistake you
sneaker
guys
school.
make. You guys keep wearing your fucking shoes, and you destroy them.
Yeah.
If you just don't wear them and just
And the
leave them in the
cutoffs
box.
continue.
It's not gonna change, dude.
I'm just telling you guys, man. You guys are doing it all wrong, fucking up your shoes and shit, getting them dirty and destroyed.
I saw
Yeah.
that picture that you posted in your IG. I actually
Yeah.
thought that you were wearing them.
I was initially going to roast him for wearing them on carpet.
Yeah.
And then I realized he's not fucking wearing the
No,
shoes.
his shoe is one is a size 13. The other one,
I don't know what you guys
It's
are talking about.
Forced perspective.
I like it was smart.
Clown
Good thing
shoe
the,
and
good thing the
ballet
comments
slipper.
helped me out a little bit too. I think Zach was like, "That's so you're not true to size."
Yeah.
Didn't you ever play those games in magazines where you had the same picture and you had to find the things that were wrong in each one? Obviously, you-
Highlights?
yeah.
Did you ever get any of
It's
them?
usually
I was
included
pretty
on the
good at
menu-
it.
It's usually included on the placemat when I go to restaurants.
Yeah.
It still does it.
On the side with my
Or the
crayons.
maze, the Crayola maze.
They give you 3 colors to color an intricate
And if you
a
go to the
picture.
high class restaurant now, they've upgraded the regular cylindrical crayon to a triangle so it doesn't
they don't
fall
roll
off the
over.
table.
And if they're
High
really
class.
classy, there's a different color on either side.
Wow.
What kind of restaurants do you guys go to?
Fancy ones, dude.
Fair.
So anything else you want to add before we move on?
No.
Before you cut them off.
I've been so good the last couple of weeks.
It's
You went from
questionable.
5
It's
cutoffs to like
questionable.
4.
The only episode that he was really good was the one where he was like super conscious about, and he mentioned like, I won't cut you off, and you could see him like
Melting
wincing the whole time.
painful.
Yeah,
I'm like that
painful.
kid in the back of the classroom, just raising his arm as high as he can, trying to get the teacher's attention. And like,
No, you're not that person. You would have just blurted it out.
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
cut
no,
off.
you
Shut
would've
up!
just blurted out the answer.
anyways, I think you've had enough
I
time.
have enough time. Carry on.
Moving on.
Moving on.
So to the right of Kurtz.
What's up, guys? It's Pierre.
Hi, Pierre.
What's going on?
You been busy with the purchasing lately?
Hopefully it starts tonight.
Fuck? What's out tonight?
What do you
SB, the Air Max. No, they're SB AF2s.
Oh.
You missed that.
There's so many letters in that fucking thing.
Are you sure you actually want this thing?
I don't know. I just like the colors.
Okay. Just
Am
the
I
fact
right?
that you can't recite what it is
It's an Air
SB.
Force 2.
yes.
It's a Supreme Air Force 2.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with SB.
See, dude, I told Dennis that, and he's like, "It's not an Air Force 2. It's
It
a
is.
it's a SB."
All right, Dennis.
No.
We're calling you out right now.
Can you guys
Let's
just
look it
double check? because
D-lim.
The
There's
reason
nothing
why
to
I'm
check.
doing
Double
check.
check.
that,
It's a Supreme Air
An
Force 2.
SB would be a way
but it's a
better looking
skateboarding
shoe
shoe.
than that.
The videos are all guys skateboarding.
Because it's a Supreme.
Double check.
It's a Air Force 2.
That's what I said last time.
Yeah.
And okay, all right.
If it was an SB
Motherfucker.
Dunk,
So-
it would look a lot more like a Jordan.
You going for those SBs?
Dennis owes me an apology.
Quick question.
Yep.
Did you know there was an Air Force 2 before this Supreme collaboration?
I did not, and you did not.
No,
you
I didn't.
You didn't.
I-
One of you guys didn't. Know
I
either.
legit just flat out confess. I'm like,
Yeah,
there was an
we
Air
did.
Force 2?
It's
Yeah.
odd that there's no black or a red.
It's a brown. The black one is a brown one, right?
It's brown.
The black one is a brown one.
You
Someone's racist.
Please help me out. Help me out here. Help me out. Help me out.
All right, so
What
in
is
other
pictured
fake
as-
news, black is the new brown.
What is pictured as black is actually in reality brown.
No,
in
it's pictured
color.
as brown.
We're referring to shoes, Joe. Just for your.
No, I'm just saying colors.
Supreme
We're
shoes.
now.
And the red is.
I love this
not
brown.
Is the red really
Bench.
red?
There's
or
no red there.
Have you ever seen that?
The four colors being
Yeah, I know,
released.
it's
there's
teal,
no red
yellow,
there's
and
no-
black.
Have you ever
Teal.
seen that
It's not black,
movie
it's brown.
Little Miss Sunshine?
Yeah.
Do you remember in like the beginning of like the third act, the teenager dude found out that he was colorblind out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
He wanted to be like a
pilot.
pilot.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Hey, read this," and he couldn't
Yeah.
see what you're supposed to see.
And he wasn't talking at that time
Yeah.
too, right? Yeah.
And then he found out, what if that happened to you? What if you realize you're colorblind, like right now on this podcast?
Yeah, but I got nothing to hope for, so.
Oh,
I like how you said
darkness,
you're
my old friend.
As long as I
you
can
would-
see
you
breads are breads and
Dude, you know by now.
royals are royals,
fair enough.
I think
But can
I'm
you-
okay.
But will you see Air Force 2s as SBs?
That's what he's doing right now.
It's silhouette blind. Yeah, well,
Silhouette blind.
Dennis, seriously, Dennis told me that they're SBs.
You got Inception, my friend.
Motherfucker.
You got Inception.
You get take
So
one
does
lunch
it matter?
date
Okay,
at
so does
Faux
it
and
matter?
then- Huh?
Does it matter now that it's an Air Force 2?
Whatever.
No, the supreme part matters. That's all that matters, really.
Well, I was trying to figure out
Why
what
do-
is it.
Okay,
matter
question
to
for you. Why do they have famous on the back? Like,
It's world famous.
World famous.
Oh.
Supreme.
it's one of those things. Fake it till you make it.
yeah.
That they started in the early '90s.
Hey, shut up. We're world famous.
Oh wow!
Famous?
Wow!
That's going on a shirt. World famous.
Famous.
In the
World
back,
famous
hashtag
sneaker
word
files.
salad.
Yeah. World famous sneaker files back here.
Sneakerphiles podcast. Anyways,
Man.
so at the beginning of the episode, we would like to free our minds a little bit.
I thought that was the top 3 already.
What?
Top 3 Air Force silhouettes.
Yeah, I know.
So I already have one in mind. And
Perfect.
this is going to be a little bit more personal than usual.
You,
Yeah, I might have.
just in case.
It's Pierre's top 3. Pierre is top 3. It's Pierre's top 3. Pierre is top 3. Pierre's favorite things.
You look so worried.
Pierre's favorite things. Top 3 topics. They don't mean shit.
So we're going to do Pierre's top 3. Basically what I do is give Pierre a topic, and he has to name 3 things as fast as he can without even thinking about it.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Pierre, what is your personal top 3 favorite YouTube subscribed channels.
Oh, okay. So there's, I don't know his name, but the guy that is nerdy and he reviews shoes.
Brad
Kid
Hall.
fucking
Okay,
anybody.
Brad Hall.
Oh.
I like that guy.
Must be your favorite. Can't even name
Sean
it.
Go is actually really cool too.
Yeah, Sean Go is
I
probably
think
my
he's
favorite reviewer
yeah,
online right now.
really
gotta hit him up.
professional. Really professional. He's Asian too, so that's dope.
That helps.
And you know what? I kind of, for shits and giggles, I like
this is it right here.
Crew Kicks, Crew
All
TV.
All right, I'm not gonna say anything about Crew TV. He does his numbers.
People hate on him though, but
I didn't say shit.
there's podcasts out there that hate him on him, but like, it's entertainment. It's cool. Like, it is what it is.
Okay, I'll put it this way. Kais Omar,
Yeah.
do you feel that he's a good representative for sneakerheads in general?
The current sneakerheads in general, yes, but he doesn't speak
The
for
culture,
us.
the culture.
Yeah,
You think he's a good representative?
because that's what it is. It's kind of BS at the end of the day.
Okay, that's fine. I
I
don't have
haven't
anything to
watched
say.
enough.
I
I
will
haven't
expand on that
watched
comment
enough
later.
of his stuff to know.
What's
So-
that?
I don't
It's
watch
just
enough
like
of his stuff.
Like
he has a
had some-
pop-up shop or something at Urban Necessities.
He has a merch tour.
I'm not gonna hate on his
pretty-
his
it's pretty
hustle,
awesome.
but his
Have you seen it?
I watched probably, I don't know.
No, have you seen the stuff that he's selling? What is it?
Oh, hoodies, shirts.
That has what? Just his shit? His,
His
name on it?
logos.
slogans or his
Okay.
slogans and
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
What's his slogan?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't really follow his
Oh no, I was
merchandise
just curious. I was just- I didn't
avenue.
know.
But it's like he works really hard. It seems like because he
Yeah.
does upload daily, and
Yeah,
I
he
could
does.
never find
Yeah.
a time to do that.
You just
Like,
quit your jobs.
At the moment, right now, I can't really afford to do that. But maybe one day.
No. I was saying I wasn't your financial advisor telling you
okay.
should do that, but I'm just saying
Follow
that's
your
probably why.
Just walk in there and
I'm out.
That's
Peace.
all the answer is. Follow your dreams.
tell my boss.
son.
Kurt's told me, man.
Yeah, Kurt's told me financial
I guess
financial
that was
planner.
a
Freedom 35.
I shot for freedom. I tried, dude. That never happened. I'm shooting for
Freedom 45.
That's next.
So I guess that was a fumble-free segment.
No, the first one. I didn't know Brad Hall. But that
Hey,
guy's
how
cool.
about your top 3 letters of the alphabet?
P for Pierre, A for my last name, and Z. 'Cause it's
Why?
at the end.
I like how he says Z, and then he has a reason too.
And he also says Z because we're in Canada.
That's right.
I say Z. but
For all our American listeners.
Yeah.
Hi, Steve.
Michael, we're thinking about you. So I have no show planned. So what do you guys want to talk
What
about?
else?
Yo, dude, but speaking of sneaker free agents, somebody got locked down today or recently.
Go ahead.
Do you know who that is?
Yep.
Who is it?
Westbrook.
No.
I think that's a big news.
Well, that's
too.
one. That's
Yeah.
one. There's two, actually.
Okay, who's
So
the
it's
other
not
Are you
one?
no.
saying athlete or
My
non-athlete?
bad. Non-athlete.
That what the fuck's her name?
Yeah, hey, watch your mouth.
Are you saying Ariana Grande?
Yeah, that
She's not a sneaker free agent anymore.
Wait a minute.
No, she's not.
How did this slip through my
Reebok,
phone?
right? It was Reebok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reebok. Yeah.
It's all. I think honestly, it's just because of how many followers. I don't think it has anything to do with her.
It's the
being any
Rihanna
sort of
effect.
fucking
What the fuck's-
credibility.
It's the
Okay,
Rihanna
wait, stop.
effect.
I didn't even know. I didn't
Fill
even know
me in
who
right
she
now.
was.
This is the first time I've heard about it. So Ariana Grande the
Signed
fucking
to Reebok.
and it's
Signed to
not
Reebok.
it's not a Starbucks drink.
Grande.
It's an actual person.
So what was it? Fucking Reebok with like cat ears? What is this?
I don't even know who is
The
this?
fact
Who
that
is
you
this
know
girl?
that.
Who's the girl? Who is she?
She's
She's
like
a pop star.
She's
Well,
a
I don't listen to pop music,
Disney
so that's probably
fucking
why. Or the radio. Or
yeah. She's a Disney fucking character
Oh.
thingy that
Probably
now
what?
she
How many?
sings.
She has tons of songs.
113
100 million.
million followers, which is probably half of it's probably
That's a
bots.
market. I mean, that's
That's
just
just-
a marketing play.
It's just half of those is Joe.
State of the- Yo,
All my
accounts.
fan accounts. Ariana Grande today. Ariana update. Grande update. Grande.
So why
sneaker free agent.
is she a good singer?
Yeah,
She's
She
awesome.
can sing.
Okay.
She
Sure.
got pipes.
I'm just wondering what is her?
Sell fucking Reebok shoes to young girls.
do you
That's
mean?
really all.
That's
it
the
what it is,
Rihanna play.
dude. That's,
Yeah, I'm trying to fathom
It's
why
the
she's
state
so
of the
popular.
game.
That's all.
Singer. Pop star. Female pop stars
Okay.
who can actually sing are Supernova.
Okay.
Gaga.
the next
Beyonce.
Mariah, they say.
Like, I'm not shitting on her. I just don't know
Okay.
enough about.
Kinda,
this
not really.
I
artist,
didn't
right?
know. I had
What if
to
Lady
look up.
Gaga had her own fucking?
She looks like
sneaker
one of the
endorsement?
Spice Girls.
It would
actually.
probably be from like Ruth's Chris Steakhouse or like the Keg. It'd just be beef.
But she would be a free agent right now. Like, wouldn't you sign her if you had a?
Well, first of all, she would have to start wearing some sneakers first.
And then they'd probably want her exclusive.
Yeah.
And
that's fine.
they'd
And
probably steer
everyone's
her
for
away
sale.
from haute couture. It'd be high fashion shit.
Like I was
So-
this close to buying the Lady Gaga Beats fucking the
Gaga beats.
yeah, man.
You want to do a draft right now?
Draft sneaker free agents.
Non-athlete sneaker free agent.
All right, let's do this.
Really quick, just one round. We'll do one quick round.
Okay.
Anyone that's not signed to anyone right now, if you're representing a brand,
Okay.
That you're no athletes.
no athletes. We'll pretend this is
Entertainers only.
entertainers
only.
right now.
Okay.
Jackie Chan.
Okay.
Wow.
you're out.
Wow.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty good.
Chinese are the biggest consumers in the world. They buy the most shit.
They are the most people.
So you have first pick, and you're picking Jackie Chan.
He's out. He's done.
Yeah.
Woo!
Ooh.
I just have a
Go,
steal.
go pick your stupid rapper. Go, pick one.
Can I do mine?
Yeah, go. Which rapper are you gonna pick?
Selecting in the second round or
the first
first round, second pick, Justin Bieber.
You're out.
What? Dude, he has the most followers in the game, loved by many underage people.
Female.
Female.
Yeah.
So would you have to like design a lady shoe?
No?
Well,
Okay, fine.
so
whatever.
then who
So
are you
who's buying
selling
this
to?
shit?
Anyone and everyone.
Okay.
No, I understand that anyone and everyone has the ability to buy this.
he has a
shoe,
little bit more-
But who is it? Who is this
Who's this
targeted
niche
for?
market? Who's the target market?
Young girls.
Ages 14,
And
Yeah.
what gender?
25, male and female. Predominantly female.
But so there you go, predominantly female, right?
Yeah.
But you're fucking creating a men's sneaker to sell to them.
No? It could be unisex. Yeezys are unisex.
So Joe or Jason, what's your
You're
first
just
round
mad
pick?
because you guys don't have
First
Bieber as your
round.
second pick.
I would go with Snoop Dogg.
Dude.
I think
That's
he's
a bust.
tangentially
Because
signed
it's-
to Adidas.
Is he actually signed to Adidas?
He's always
don't
wearing
know.
Adidas tracksuits.
That doesn't mean anything.
There's
might-
there's no actual contract in my opinion, but
Is he? I don't know. Is he?
I don't know, man.
Be a
That's
paid
like,
spokesman because I think his football league is Adidas, but we can check
he has
it
a
out.
football league?
Oh, okay, yeah.
The lingerie football.
No, it's kids. You sick fuck.
Okay, so yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm sorry for being ignorant. I didn't mean to be pervy.
You
I'm
want to
just
change
fucking
that, or
ignorant.
are you gonna go with?
I don't know. I didn't know if he was signed.
Shut up,
That's
Bieber.
okay. That's okay, dude.
He
That's
goes-
a
he
good
goes
pick.
Snoop.
That's a good pick.
I can
So
change
I'll-
it if he's signed.
I'll go
change it.
Beyonce.
Oof,
That's an easy one.
You're damn
Yeah.
right. It's easy because it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
and it's the market's going to be 14 to 25 males. Pierre, we're going to see if Beyonce can kickstart
Is
the
you think
male
it's-
market.
Yeah, but if you
Beyonce's-
think Beyonce, you're thinking stilettos and
No, we're talking about
pumps.
sneakers. She can sell sneakers.
But yeah, how do you
What's,
break through that?
You don't-
though?
Ask
What's her name?
Rihanna
Yeah,
and
man.
Puma.
I was gonna say you don't think fucking sneakers with you, Rihanna
When-
either, but
oh,
here
but
we
Rihanna-
go.
Rihanna's a little bit
so
more
who do you
thug.
think would be better, Alicia Keys
No,
or
she's done.
Beyonce?
No,
Yeah.
Beyonce.
If
Alicia
she even
Keys'
had any
feet are always
chance,
under a piano. You
and
can't
if
see
she
it.
were ever to sign with anything, Reebok would have her Swiss.
It's done after she married
Oh,
Swiss
yeah.
Beats.
But
Just
he doesn't
kidding.
do anything. He doesn't do anything.
I love Swiss Beats.
Yeah,
I shouldn't
he's the
say that.
creative director.
But what is he fucking doing?
He's
What's
better-
happening? Nothing's happening.
He's better than DJ
Nothing.
Khaled. Better than DJ Khaled, that's for sure.
Is Khaled
Well, no. I
officially-
mean, I didn't
He's
mean.
not a
No,
DJ.
I wasn't
He's
meaning
probably a Jordan
musically. I
brand
meant
ambassador.
Okay,
what is he
ambassador.
doing with
We the
Reebok?
best!
Like nothing.
Oh,
Nothing's happening.
Oh, Swiss Beats? Is he?
He was the creative director of
Reebok.
the like retro like legacy shit. Nothing new. So what has he done?
How can you be a
Oh.
creative director of something
Like,
that's retro?
or something? I don't know
How
what
much
it is.
creativity is there?
But
in
what
that
my
field?
point is
Yeah.
what's happening. So,
yeah.
what is he doing? What is he what has he promoted or what?
I think Future. Is it Future or 20? No, I think it's Future's got a kamikaze. Future.
We
by
don't even know.
Kamikaze.
We don't even know. That's
Do
how
you
bad
think
it
maybe
is.
it's just
I'm
because
not
he
saying
has?
he's doing good work. I'm just saying he's there.
He's
All,
maybe
I
just
follow him on
entice
IG,
it.
and he's always just like making music and dancing around his apartment and shit like that, and doing art. So I don't know
Sounds
what
awesome.
he's doing for
What a
Reebok,
life.
if that's what's happening.
Jackie Chan.
Anyway, so who failed the first one round? Eugene.
No fails. No
Actually-
fails. That's just you're just building your
Pure kind of.
Kick.
But in
It's
fantasy
not
points, you lost the first week.
why?
Bieber?
No,
For
dude.
girls.
If anything, it would be Snoop. Like Snoop is not relevant. Like you.
What are you talking
You
about?
you're selling
the
Bieber shoes
demographic
to
is
girls.
huge. He resonates with men and women, people young and old.
No, because
Black and white.
Dude, you could do so much with the weed angle
Okay.
in it. tons.
You have me.
Here's
But
Yeah.
like 420
I'm
every year
listening.
could be like a Snoop Dogg
stopped
review,
everything.
right?
But he's like a.
What?
He's kind
What?
of like.
what?
He's what
What?
Lamar says that, or Lonzo says that nobody listens to Nas anymore.
Yeah, okay. He's the one to be fucking.
You may not
Yeah,
listen, but
what?
his comments were saying that he's not relevant or was
Yeah.
never really relevant to that, and that's unfair to say. Like Snoop Dogg's influence is far beyond most people in
Except for
hip hop.
Jackie Chan, of course.
Yeah, he's
What's
huge.
what's the demographics of people buying shoes right now?
Like him buying shoes? I don't know what he
Predominantly,
buys.
if you were gonna guess, probably like demographics, like age range.
Oh no, you're probably in the 12 to 18.
Okay, and who loves?
They're buying it, but I mean,
Justin Bieber?
Women are buying 60% of the shoes. I'm not saying for girls,
Yeah,
but
but-
mothers are usually
that's true.
tasked with buying
Influence.
the
no,
shoes.
makes sense. That makes sense.
But do you think that's a really interesting angle? Because it's like, who do you think would buy a woman not design shoe, but like a Beyonce shoe, but it's men for men and women? Because
I didn't say
we
men.
lit, huh? Well, yeah, you did before. You said
Yeah, you said
that
men.
it would be
no, you did.
aimed. No, you did.
No, you did.
No, you did.
Rewind.
Rewind the tape. You said that you would make it. You pointed at Pierre and said you would make it for men.
Yeah.
I would make Beyonce for men. That doesn't sound like.
Shoes for men. That's what you said.
Well, I'll take
Right?
a look. I'll take a look at the videotape, but
See,
Run it back.
Mine's marketability is through different sexes because I would buy a pair of shoes.
Well, yeah. My
From
point
Bieber.
was is like,
Yeah,
how-
man. Don't you have purpose gear stuff?
how many
smart?
votes
No,
do
but
we
I
need
think you
to
could.
exile a member or put someone in a penalty box?
A million.
Tribal council
I
this shit
agree.
right now.
Okay, so here,
It'd be
here
sweet if we could dim the
is- I don't know if I
lights,
should-
Some
torches.
tiki torches.
It was just some stuff that. Well, no, I won't. I'm not going to talk about because I
Okay.
don't want to get in trouble. Anyway,
Why don't you want to
Carry
get in
on.
trouble? We're controversial. We're a fucking lightning rod for.
Yeah, that's us.
yeah.
Remember BB Branded?
Oh yeah, they're awesome. No, I was going to say that the shoe surgeon made shoes for Bieber.
Okay.
But he was saying that it didn't have a very big impact because the cost behind them was so high that the
Yeah.
girls wouldn't.
And that's a
He said
fair
it wasn't
statement.
a-
That's
it
not
wasn't a-
controversial.
No,
It's an
I just
accurate
didn't want to
statement.
say that.
Strictly
you know,
cost, right?
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah,
issue.
they just was like it was no
the
benefit to
target.
him because people would contact him and then he's like they can't afford it. Even if it was on his beginnings where it was cheaper,
Yeah.
still wouldn't. If they're not paying $60, they're not buying
Yeah,
it.
using sales lingo,
So-
that would have put a bunch of people in the funnel, but not
Yeah.
too many people are cashing out.
And
Adding to cart and not checking out.
Yeah.
There was no West Side Homie in there either. I mean that
Fuck that,
price
homie.
point, right?
Yeah.
But I agree with Pierre that it could happen. If you had the right price point with the right design, you could hit
See,
that
and now
demographic,
we
right?
see it's. I like the fact that we have such a fucking wealth of topics that we've covered, but now you can use that in a roundabout way that it's accurate that an artist with that kind of following would have to be in such a niche cachet type situation with the right price point to the right demographic with like pinpoint accuracy to get in there to go to market
Yeah.
for it to even like get the ball rolling in our minds for a profitable business.
I understand.
So this is where I'm just saying where Kanye making comments that he's going to move 1 million units. Okay, maybe eventually he will after 10 or 20 years. Yes, that may asterisk be true.
Wow.
But I'm saying at 220 for lows, whatever the highs are, 300 American or 330 or whatever they are, there's that barrier to market to cross that threshold into sustained and scalable growth. You know
But
what
would
I
it-
mean? And it's as simple as breaking it down that Bieber would have to do this, price point would have to be this, target market would have to be this.
Yep. But if you have a good marketing team and you're able to just break ground and be in that niche market and you succeed in it, wouldn't you be able to kind of like, okay, you know what? Maybe we could do this a little bit and extend it and see how that goes with a good team, unlike the big baller brand. Correct?
I mean, you still have to be able to move units.
Yeah.
So-
So I get
okay.
it. I get
Marketing.
it.
So
You're
I
talking
get it.
about marketing, and that doesn't always translate to actually, the final sales and all that stuff.
So the second part of this whole thing that you asked is like, so you pick the person that you want. Which brand do you think that they should be with or
Didn't
would
we
be
do
signed
that one?
with? Right? You didn't really.
No. It's just if
You were
you're
just, like,
if you're
picking
gonna
someone.
draft,
Okay.
if like there's a free agent list of people.
Let's
Who
just say
would
you
you
created
solicit?
your own brand.
If
Exactly.
you're brand X,
Yeah.
if you're big baller brand,
And like I'm in my
fuck
office.
everybody. I'll do it myself.
No. In my office, I'm like, yo, Beebs, let's make some shoes. That would be kind of dope.
You know that Pierre said that
Yeah,
in the
but-
mirror alone many times.
Hey, Beebs.
It'll be easy to. It'll be
Yo,
entertaining.
Actually, speaking of the
Beebs?
ball brand,
Yeah.
did you hear about the old one, Lavar?
I heard about this too.
All right.
Wait,
What?
wait.
Okay,
it might be an STI topic.
Is it?
Is it?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna.
But we don't have to. We can.
Cut.
No. We can. We'll.
Okay.
3 minutes is a
We'll say-
good.
Yeah.
No. I don't think I want to spend more than 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Okay,
Okay.
let's
Yeah,
just,
perfect.
we can just cut that.
So
Do you get? Sorry,
ahead, go ahead.
No. I have nothing.
Whoa.
Oh
You
wow!
guys
So
did-
here.
Yeah.
Thank you. See,
The most Canadian aspect of our show so
'Cause
far.
He
us
doesn't do that
Asians
to
are
me,
real.
does he, eh?
Asian.
Shut up,
Asian.
Kurt.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'll go right ahead. Okay, my friend. Awesome. Free agent.
What brand?
Signing.
What-
No,
what?
we'll talk about the second free. I mean, the first.
Bieber. Like, are you gonna sign him or would it just be
No,
a
the
random-
No,
actual
the
thing.
actual one. Before
Well,
we
oh,
segue,
yeah.
before I
Right.
silly.
Go ahead.
Wait. Before we move on, Ariana Grande for Reebok.
Yes.
Good or bad?
Good.
Good.
It's a Puma play for Rihanna.
I think ladies, young girls, impressionable girls, they need their own brand and their own, model and lines
Yeah.
to fucking do their thing, right? They don't have anything to choose from.
Yeah.
That's very. Besides the Fenty has been great.
Yeah.
And for something the girls to actually go out and
There's
get
some
hyped
good
Yeah.
old school.
Go out there and get some
Reebok
shit that's
silhouettes.
made
Yeah.
and now they're
You're
gonna
gonna-
have some Reebok with cat ears, right?
And look at
Well,
it.
no. Good. That's a good point. Like we saw the we'll say college white girl explosion of stands and superstars,
Starbucks crowd.
not influenced by Kanye. Like we all agreed on that.
Of course,
Stans and
you're always
Adidas.
right.
No, I said we all agreed. It was
Yeah.
a team
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah,
But
we all
now,
agree.
as you were probably thinking, we will see. Like bookmark this. We may see an explosion of Reebok classic
I
silhouettes.
can't.
Yeah.
I love
And-
the just thinking about that. Just oh, it feels so good. Anyway,
Guys, look at that lineup right now for Reebok. They have Kendrick.
Nope.
Nope.
Is that Puma? What does he have?
Like 3 weeks ago, he went.
We
to
went
Nike.
over this whole thing.
Cortez.
he wasn't on that episode.
Oh
guys.
yeah.
He wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
He
I
was at a
fucking
wedding.
Forgot about that.
Oh yeah, we did a whole thing. No, you were here for
You
that.
were
Also,
there.
You
so
were
they.
here.
You were like on the earth when it happened. Yes.
No, I did see that though. I did see that.
you
No,
were
I
in a
did see that. I did see it. I
cryogenically
totally forgot
frozen
that. I
for the
totally
Pretty
forgot.
sure, though.
So they only have Ariana Grande now. That's
Sure.
so-
Swizz.
Nah, there's well, yeah, Swizz, but he's not doing anything.
We should have a list of all like the brands and who they have in their arsenal. Like,
That's a different day.
yeah, I know we will soon. But that's kinda
Nike would be
interesting.
too big.
So everyone's in agreement that Ariana Grande to Reebok or any brand for that matter is good for.
Yeah.
The
Of course, they had to
sneaker
cut a
culture.
check.
Of course, it's business, dude.
Yeah, no.
I can't wait to see what the products look like though. Maybe I'll get a pair. Yeah.
He has instant
do what
support
with?
though, eh? You know that, right?
I don't know. What if she makes men's shoes? I don't know.
Then you'll go to jail.
Come on now. It's not like that.
Why would she go to
Anyways,
jail?
about the other thing that you were going to talk
Oh
about.
yeah,
The other-
Russell Westbrook signed to like
That's
a
a hard name to say
10-year deal. Yeah.
10-year with Jordan Brand.
So finally, we've talked about how, he's one of the ambassadors
that
of the
one
Jordan
off.
brand
Yeah.
and all that shit. I'm sorry.
it's all good.
Now
But-
you cut him off. Now you're cutting off his STIs.
It's a good thing.
I tried medicine. Now we're just cutting them off, so it's okay.
So it seems like he's been the person that people would go to be like, oh, the Jordan silhouette, the new ones, like the 30, 31s, 32s, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's always been him that's been representing that particular drop every year, right?
And Kawhi.
And
Yeah, they'll get new athletes coming in,
And
and
now-
filling that in.
I heard that he's going to be developing his
new-
own
yeah.
signature line. How do you guys feel about that?
Excited.
I think so. I think I
There was
like him
talk.
being in the
I don't know if
31
that's
and the
Jordan
32s,
Brand
but
talking about it.
yeah.
I don't
He's
think it was
Nike,
Jordan.
right,
I think.
now?
Yeah, but
he
I
just
don't,
signed to Nike.
No, Jordan.
Jordan Brand.
Jordan's
But I'm
always
saying
been
is
Jordan.
that his signature model
Okay.
isn't like a thing that Nike said. People are just throwing it out there.
I
as
think
a-
the articles are.
No, it's-
Is it
tagged as a
confirmed that
condition
it's-
of his?
of his contract.
Yeah.
That he gets his own signature. Well, it's about
Pretty sure.
time.
Do you think he's
Oh, for
always
sure.
wanted this?
What athlete wouldn't want
I don't
it?
know. We talked about this with Serena Williams, how she doesn't have her signature model.
Yeah,
line.
Well, there's
male
lots
and
of other
female
yeah.
bullshit with that one.
I think it's
But
good
this
that he
is beyond
started
that
off
for-
as just as a face and then have his.
But then
signature
you could,
shoe,
why doesn't Kyrie start out that way?
because he's not Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, and look how long it took Melo.
So
to
he's
get
better
his
than
own.
Russell?
No,
way
Russell-
better.
Wait.
Russell Westbrook is way better.
But then
than,
why didn't he get his own signature shoe at the very beginning? Just like Kyrie did out of the box.
It's Kyrie's
like-
Nike.
Yes. Oh, are we?
But does that
are
matter?
We actually
Yeah.
segregating
Yeah,
Nike
they
and
do,
Jordan?
right?
You
Like,
have to.
Why does that
You have
matter?
to at
Like
this
They
point.
are
There-
segmented
guess
though,
so,
right?
but-
They
There's
are.
different. There's got to be different parameters.
Well, the quality
if
of
you,
the athlete.
If you look
like,
at Jordan brand signature athletes, why are they signing all these athletes and not making like how
is it
often
what-
does
so
a Jordan brand athlete get their own shoe?
CP3?
because
How often? Not
Is that what
many,
I'm saying?
right?
Like,
yeah.
There's not very many.
Yeah.
Right? Melo,
So why is Jordan
CP3.
needing to sign anybody just to wear their actual Air Jordans?
Give them their own fucking
Money.
Like no. Give them their own Nike basketball one.
Do you
and
think-
forget giving them the
as an
Jordan
entry level
signature.
athlete, and you're going to be a big time in this and that. Do you think it's healthier for your endorsement career to sign with Nike or Jordan right out of college? What do you think?
Nike, because Jordan doesn't do it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So why?
True. I
and-
agree.
And like I
Yeah.
think someone like Westbrook has been suffering the last few years without having his own signature shoe.
And now, yeah, I don't.
It will always be a Jordan
May-
of some point.
It'll be something I breach on my hot take topic that we just figured out that we do on this. But Jordan is the premium brand under
Okay.
the Nike umbrella.
Sure.
It's like it's very much like playing 2K. Unless you do some goofy shit, you're not getting the Jordan contract immediately. Like you got to play
Right.
the game essentially to climb that ladder to
Okay.
get there. Is why that doesn't happen.
Wait a minute. You have to do different things to be a Jordan athlete in
Yeah,
2K?
you have to play and be good.
That is sick.
It is sick.
When's the last time you
You have to
played
earn
2K?
it.
Nah, I'm always an
Do you
EA
think he
guy.
ever had the opportunity to be a signature athlete at the very beginning if he went
No.
like with Nike, or did he just only have the opportunity to go to Jordan Brand and like play in that shoe, or was it just like that's the only thing they offered him?
I don't know. I don't know. Coming from the experience with my
I don't
my
know
high
enough
school
from this.
basketball career, after the varsity team tryouts, coach said, "Look, you can play varsity. You won't get a lot of minutes. You'll get experience,
Yeah.
or you can go down to JV where you'll get all the minutes, but you won't have the experience
Yeah.
here. Your choice."
What
So-
if I presented you this fantasy scenario?
Okay.
It's a little hot. What if someone you're like a top NCAA fucking ranked player, and you're about to go into the pros, okay? And for some reason, you're offered two contracts, okay? You can do Nike for 10 million or Jordan Brand for 15 million. Let's just say.
And what does that mean? Like, do you get your own shoe if you go to Nike, or
Maybe
you don't
but
know?
You know you won't at Jordan. So what's healthier for you in the long run?
The 15 million.
But you're not going to get your
See,
own
I
shoe.
would have gone the other way. I would have said Nike for 10 with the potential for a signature,
That's what I'm talking about.
or Jordan for 5
5.
with no guarantee of a signature, but
'Cause
you're,
you're at a
under that
premium.
premium. You're under Michael's umbrella.
But like, do you want less money but a shoe to call your own?
That's the comparison I'm making. Is that like you pick your poison here, and maybe that's what Brody had to do.
You be
was-
one of the only athletes under the Jordan brand,
Yeah.
or you're under the very many, but you may have your own shoe and you get paid
You play
more.
exactly. You might get that signature faster if you shine amongst the big pond, right? No,
Yeah.
little pond, big fish in a small. That doesn't make sense because there's a lot of Nike
So what's-
athletes. I
yeah,
just
but
fucked
what-
that one
what
up.
do you
I know
think-
what
no,
you're
no.
saying.
What do you think?
No.
What happened?
You unplugged me.
You're out.
Yeah, 'cause
You're
plug,
done, son.
It's off the island.
Plug drop.
Brody contract Nike
I love that
Jordan.
name.
Yeah.
Brody.
So
We
what
were
do you
talking
think?
about-
What do you
yeah.
think is more desirable for an entry level athlete, a fucking high entry level athlete, but a chance to make their own signature shoe, or the prestige of being one of few to be in the Jordan brand? What do you think is more important to an athlete?
That getting it'd be just like 2K getting that text
Jordan
message
contract,
for
yeah.
the Jordan contract would be that's the ultimate, isn't it? It's like you come out of college,
Dude, you can
play
have like
the
a
NBA.
you can have like an Air Pezzer, or you can be like, here's the Jordan 32
or
Enjoy.
unlimited. Have you seen the care packages they get under the Jordan
Dude, these
umbrella?
guys make
Yeah.
so much money they can just go out and buy it if they want. It
that's
won't even make a
different,
dent
man.
in
That's
their pocket.
different. Mello had that all red PE for years. I mean, everybody's their own person, and you'd have to know yourself ultimately as the athlete. Like, am I really going to be?
I would just tell my dad to make my own brand.
So do you think people? So Ray Allen's PE, the 13,
And
is
the
that what it
8,
was?
yeah, he had a bunch.
Right. So you have PEs that are like fucking people want them super bad, right? And they're worth a lot. So is that better than having like the CP3 whatever?
I don't know, man.
You know what I mean? Like, or your own shoe, but it's it's not as sought after.
That'd be the
Like your own PE.
the conflict I'd have, because I'd choose to be under Jordan if
Yeah.
possible. But you're telling me they're going to make an exclusive colorway with my own initial and number on like an 11? That's tough to turn up. And then what am I going to get? Like I was going to say a Spike 40, but I saw a guy wearing some Spike 40s today, and they actually look decent. But like,
Then you
some
get and then
off-brand,
or
like
a
some
JP3
that's what
or
I
something
mean.
like
Yeah.
that.
JP3.
Straight to discount. That'd be the trouble for me.
Yeah. Or you could go, like you go to the Nike athlete and get your own signature, and you get to fucking decide all that shit from year to year to year.
Yeah. That's the
I
thing.
don't know.
Man.
And how much choice do they really have?
Who knows?
Right?
Like, when it comes to the Jordan brand or the Nike, do you mean? Like, either?
I mean, to the athlete, do they even have much choice going, hey, you can, like, do they have the foresight to know what they get to be able to choose? Like, hey, you're going to get a
I think they
fucking
start slowly
Ray Allen
earning
PE
it.
or whatever, right? Like, they already tell you, like, yeah, you're going to have an opportunity to do this and
Well,
this.
based on their
Map
performance
out everything.
and their value to the brand, I think they start slowly earning little things like a special PE.
But there must be some sort of roadmap for them to, like,
Absolutely.
you might have a potential of doing this, and
Well,
this.
look at the top 3, maybe top 5 that were named out of this year's draft class going into the NBA, and how we had discussed that LeVar had cost Lonzo $10 to $20 million because he was in the top 3 draft picks. He was likely going to get that from Nike or Adidas if he hadn't burned the bridge. So they know that
Dude.
they're going to, just for the exposure of a top tier, highly rated draft pick, that they're ready to shell out that money just because the exposure is going to garner that much
Who
attention.
was drafted number 4?
No idea. Or
Because that
5.
guy's
I don't
fucking
know 3,
praying
4, or
that
5.
that LeVar fucks up that contract because he's like, yes, top 3. I get to get my contract at Nike or
Yep,
wherever
and
it is.
that's
Like, he's
probably- I guarantee-
hoping that kid doesn't do
Someone
anything.
was spiteful. One of those
Yeah.
guys in the boardroom had to have been spiteful and said, "Fuck you! You're not getting $1 billion. We're going to give $10 million to the guy behind you." Like,
Who?
That
Question
would
for
be
you guys:
dope.
who has a better roster, Nike in skill wise in players of basketball, Nike or Jordan Brand?
It's kind of subjective.
I think we
I'll put
can
it this way.
statistically.
If you put everyone in the Nike brand up against everyone in the Jordan brand, I'll take the Nike brand.
Of course, right? And so here's another thing too, is like, because when you guys were talking about, pinnacle or who's upper echelon, I actually think Nike has a better branding and has a better overall team when it comes to Jordan. If I was
You have to pick 3 from each or 5 from each. What are
Yeah.
the top?
sorry,
man, that's a
The
good
top?
that's a good 3-on-3 battle. You got Brody, Kawhi, and CP3
Yeah.
versus
Fuck, we just set up a simulation
with
Westbrook.
on
Durant,
2K.
and I'm trying to think of,
LeBron,
Kyrie, right?
yeah, I give it to Nike.
So here's probably the scenario that happened when it came to Jordan Brand signing Russell Westbrook. Would you agree that back in the day when Russell Westbrook just got signed, they didn't have a really strong roster when it comes to the Jordan Brand? They probably had Melo at that time, and Melo he's good, but he's no.
Oh fuck! We just disrespected Melo again. Like he's been getting
No,
disrespected
I have a
all
feeling.
over.
I have a feeling there's a shit ton of athletes that Jordan Brand has signed that we don't even know.
Exactly.
signed to
So
Jordan Brand.
here's probably the scenario, and I'm gonna throw it out there. You guys let me know. Russell Westbrook gets signs from Jordan Brand. Probably doesn't have a good roster at that time because Nike has probably has all the upper echelon guys. Okay,
Yeah.
so what he gets is money and not his signature shoe because all the signature shoes, all the shoes that are in the Jordan Brand are kind of ugly, right? When was the last time we picked up a Jordan Brand shoe? Like that's
like below
brand new.
anything
That's
outside
not
of
a
the
retro?
actual
Yeah, that's not a
Well,
retro. That's
see,
or a new model.
I pay attention to the new number.
but you-
that's still the marquee. I don't fuck with any of the other ones. But
But
that's
you're not
me
wearing them
personally.
out
Yeah.
to the mall and shit.
Well, what? What does
know.
that have to do with anything?
have
We'll
you?
talk about
what was the
ugly.
latest Jordan brand shoe that's not a retro that you purchased?
The
31s?
Okay, well,
Yeah, but I'm saying,
But that was because of
outside of a
Russell
number,
Westbrook.
outside of a numbered one, no
Yeah,
one really
like a
buys
fl-
anything below.
like a-
that.
Oh, a lot
You
of
know,
people
like-
do.
Yeah,
those
I know,
fucking
I know, yeah.
those it's been on record for years that the only reason why things are changing now, but a lot of reason why the Jordan brand accounts, because they are handled separately from Nike, or they were in the past for the mom and pops and brick and mortar stores, was that they had to carry, the gift and the curse was that they had to carry X number of silhouettes under the Jordan model that a lot of people look at, like the sneakerheads, and go, I don't fucking like that.
Exactly.
It's ugly.
Yeah.
But the price point has mom buying them for him. Like the Jordan Flight 45 or whatever that kind of looks like a 7 and has for the last however many number of years. That's been, from what I remember, has been like Jordan brand's best-selling shoe by far.
why is that? Is it because of price point?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's the
And
only
it moves.
reason.
And it's a Jordan
Yeah.
because it's a drafting shoe. Because
So what
it's
happens to the peak or premier materials on a lower end shoe? That's a good price point, like you said. Like, why is it priced better?
because it's not
It's made cheaper.
Same
and it
tech.
doesn't have
Okay,
a
tech.
signature
Yeah.
athlete attached to it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing with
Like
these
the
signature
Hyperdunk.
models. Like Gino was asking, would you like to be the athlete who gets his signature shoe right away? Well, there'd have to be more money involved
Mm-hmm.
for that to happen, because these agents and everybody, the lawyers who were
Yeah.
involved, everybody gets a cut of that check. And when you start to use someone's likeness in the advertising, everybody's got to make money off of that.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
not just
why-
that,
I
you're
think
making
people
a
keep
shoe
forgetting.
tailored
Exactly.
to the athlete's
People keep forgetting,
playing
like-
ability.
Like when they pick up a Jordan retro or whatever, it's like, oh, why are these $200-$300? They're like probably $20 in material and $30 in shipping.
55% of wholesale.
So like whatever the case is, that's the price of the build of it.
Mm-hmm.
You forgot to add in the price of how much it costs to put the Jumpman logo on
Yeah,
there, to
yeah,
have
yeah,
Michael
yeah,
Jordan's
yeah.
name on there. That's built into the price of
No,
this
that
shit.
makes sense.
Okay, so when you have certain signature athlete that's not making as much money from Nike, you can price their shoes more competitively.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
And that's where if things had changed with Durant, because he wanted a shoe, correct me if I'm wrong, but he wanted his shoe to be under $100 when he got his signature deal.
Is it
cool.
Kyrie or Durant?
Durant.
Okay.
So when he had his low tops, the first 4 low tops, I think they were $95.
Yeah.
Really? Eh?
They
And
were
then
killing
From
it with
Nike?
those.
yeah,
Yep.
Cool.
And then something changed, and I have a feeling that his entry level contract, whatever, after year 3 or 5 or whenever it was time for an extension,
Yeah.
well, yeah, you want more money, Kevin, but we're gonna have to bump the price of your fucking
Yeah.
shoe. Like we can't
Yeah.
just be giving these away
He's
for
like,
charity
Well,
anymore.
and depending
Like,
on what he's asking for in the shoe, they were like,
And
okay,
they tried
that
to
cost is
justify
going
it
to go
by
up.
throwing
like-
more tech in it and shit.
Exactly.
So.
So
but I
that's-
mean, we saw it when the price point got up too high. People are just like, "Fuck it, we're not buying it." Like, there's no way that
It's
we're gonna
happening
spend
with
that kind of-
every signature series.
Yeah.
Like,
But
after,
you're seeing they're hitting
after
that,
like year
that
6 or 7.
roof that's not going beyond, right?
And like, if you look at like the LeBron elites, they're fucking crazy, man. They're like 300
But the
bucks.
new one,
carbon and
the 15
Yeah,
that's
man.
coming out is 185. Like, it's going to hit that roof where it's not going to go. It's not
200
gonna be like
is the magic
250
number
or
to be
280
under.
or
And
whatever
I
it
can't remember
is.
which silhouette. It's one of the
Yeah.
retros, and it might be the Black Cement 3 that I think Sneaker News' Twitter account, and they just had eyeballs over it by the price on the Twitter link or whatever. I think that one's coming out at 200. They're scaling back the price on a hot retro, and I thought it was a Black
What were
Cement
they
3.
before? 220?
220.
Okay. So back to my envisioning of what happened. Okay. So he gets signed. He's rookie year. Signed a Jordan brand. Not a good roster. It's a building block to what they have right now. He's
To
not the-
player or shoes?
both. Like both. We don't know who Russell Westbrook is, but 2 MVPs later. The story behind him and Kevin Durant, and that's marketable. You know, his own team now, and now he's awesome, and now he can get his own signature.
He was
shoe.
always awesome.
Well, he's selling.
wasn't as
he's
awesome
selling
as when he
Jordan
left.
brand is what he's doing. He's getting people to buy
Yeah.
the 30, the 31, 32,
Hey,
whatever
Joe,
it is.
how much?
And
Sorry.
Oh, that was
it's,
bad.
it's like a cue. It's like a cue to talk.
That was bad.
It's like a cue to talk.
Most of the time
No,
it's
no, no.
seamless, but
because all of us, between all of us, only Joe has a 31. I was gonna ask. Anyways,
It's gone now. The thought's gone.
I just want to
Anyway.
ask, like, did Russell Westbrook have any impact on your decision to buy into 31?
No. In fact,
There you go, Fear.
yeah.
But
He has-
I'm a different. I'm not target market. I'm not.
No.
You just don't watch TV or watch the internet or anything.
Yeah, no, I do. I see it all. I see it all. But, and here's something else that people don't consider with this whole signature bullshit and why Melo has continued to have his, the market of where they play.
New York.
What the fuck's Melo doing with
There
his
are
shoes now?
people out there, and there are substantial amounts of people out there who are not only team loyal, or like their team loyalty reaches out into their merchandise buying habits. So a reason why Brody in Oklahoma City has taken this long to get his signature model is because until now, like you say, 2 MVPs, beast mode, triple-double average last season.
Yeah. By himself.
Record breaking.
Yeah.
On his own team. Now that stands above, and now he enters the big pond.
Yeah.
With the rest of the big market teams, New York and LA and stuff like that, because no one's. I think Oklahoma City might only be a few 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Do you like him getting his own signature shoe?
Oh, hell yeah.
I kind of like him being the face of the Jordan numbered brand. Just because.
Kawhi.
Yeah. You think Kawhi's going to.
Kawhi's a better role player that way, I feel. But.
Kawhi's he's so solid, but he's
quiet.
Yeah.
Kawhi's great.
And I know, dude, I love Kawhi, but no one enters the building dressed like him.
There's not
like,
many.
Like Westbrook, though.
Yeah, exactly.
On and off the court, he's swagged out.
And he's business. He's Tim Duncan model. He's like
yeah, that's
it's
true.
David Robinson brought up Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan has his fingerprints all over Kawhi, figuratively.
Makes sense.
All right. We good with the Westbrook thing? Good thing or bad thing, now he's getting his signature shoe. Finally.
Yeah.
You guys, it's something to look forward to, I guess, because we already know what the 32. Do you think Kawhi can carry the Air Jordan legacy?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. Well, who
This
else
has
is going
been
to
your sneaker
Who else? Who else would it be?
Who else is going to be wearing a 32? Not, contractually obligated to wear it.
It'd have to be someone high up under Jordan Brand.
All right. I can't
Who
think
do
of
you
anyone
think
else right
is-
now.
Who is there? Like, I don't even.
That's
see
the
people-
thing.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin was my guess. Yeah.
I'm done with that guy. You can only dunk you can only dunk so much.
Put a car in front of him, he'll dunk right over it. So if you get a car to defend him, you got no chance.
Wow, that'd be on a Family Guy episode or something.
Yo, how long is Clay's contract?
Kia 3.
With what?
With that
Manta?
yeah.
Who knows?
Does it matter? Would you buy a pair of Clays?
No. Or Antas.
You know what I mean? Like,
I like Clay.
you don't have
Enough to buy that shoe?
Depends on the execution. I'm just gonna use
You know
that.
what was unfortunate was when D-Wade went to Li Ning and they started releasing the Way of Wade. I had legitimately tried to pick up pairs, but just
hard
like
over here.
fucking
Hard,
can't find them. And then the second they cross the ocean to get here, like you're looking double retail. and
Have you
it's-
ever tried one on or actually
Never.
see one in person? I'd like to. I've always been curious about
what
it.
are?
But
Yeah, sorry.
fuck, now you're getting into it too.
I said sorry.
Pierre's like the mini me.
I got a fucking closet full of sorries. That's not gonna fix the problem.
There's a T-shirt. Closet, got your closet full of sorries.
I know a lot of people got those
Anyway,
too.
finish your
Anyway,
thought.
Doesn't matter anymore.
As long as you understand, Kurt.
I don't even remember.
Wow.
Stay in your lane, cats.
I'm just kidding. Fuck.
Speaking of staying in your lane,
No,
No,
that's
we're
S.T.I.
covering that STI.
And Russ Westbrook, right, guys?
Brody.
So good
That
for
guy's
him.
dope.
Finally, I think he's earned it,
Westbrook.
anyways. He earned it, right?
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
For sure.
Like I've never seen so many.
Shiz.
He's kind of a ball hog, but oh man, that
Really?
guy's so crazy. No, he's Kobe.
Harden.
He's gonna. I think.
Harden's the best player
Yeah,
in the world.
Oh, jeez.
But Harden doesn't dunk like Brody. Like when he dunks, like he gives it everything. Holy fuck.
He has to. He has to reach all the way up there. Anyways,
I'm a Brody fan. That's all. I'm happy.
Good.
remember that video I tagged you guys?
Yeah, I know. Funny that there was no comments.
There's nothing to say.
Is it that bad? I've never played 2K because I'm loyal to EA, but
I haven't played.
It's not
2K
his.
Or
Yeah, it's not
EA.
done locally, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
anyways,
Still his company.
hey Joe, you got something prepared for this?
It's not really prepared. It just popped up in
Sorry.
social media circle again today.
Yeah. So what's up?
First of all, we're going to shout out and say thanks for all you do to the IG and Twitter account Classic Kicks NYC. This guy puts up a whole bunch of content for retro shoes, like all the old advertisements, print
nice.
print media
Print-
ads
print
for
magazines,
for
stuff,
Nike
yeah.
and all of that stuff, all the retro shoes
This is
across
awesome.
all of the major brands. And today his feed kind of lit up a little bit because he had apparently just finished watching the segment of the Virgil, Spike Lee, Don C, and Aleli, I think is her name, for the panel for the launch of the 10 for Virgil's Off-White collaboration with
Is this
Nike.
the London one?
I honestly don't know where they were.
Okay, because I remember New
It was
York.
out a couple days ago, yeah.
Okay, the New York one, they did that, and then like afterwards, they did like an after interview with those.
Gotcha.
same
So it was a panel.
Yeah,
And so
it was more casual.
it only rings. I watched it again, and so I think at about the 12-minute mark, if you get the same YouTube video that I was watching there, Virgil asks Don C for a little bit of history of how he got into it and how he was expressing himself with shoes and things like that. And Don C began speaking about, in a not so subtle way, of how in the early to mid 2000s that him and Kanye were quite responsible for bringing retros back in terms of Jordan, because the two guys from Chicago, were taking Michael back, and he made the claim that New York City was predominantly, if not almost all or everyone, were wearing Air Force Ones, and that was what their contribution was. And we've heard Kanye in the past make statements that he and Don C are responsible for bringing retros back to the forefront, if you will, which then, Classic Kicks decided to dig a little deep into the inventory of screenshots and screen grabs that he had, and was quite quickly able to prove that false, that the culture had existed, and simply on the facts that Don C made it seem like he was claiming or taking ownership or championing the idea that retros were something that he and Kanye had introduced or reintroduced or retro introduced in the early to mid 2000s. And it initially rubbed me the wrong way, but Don C had made a comment towards the end of that where, that the Jordan brand and the myth and the stories behind Michael are something that should be cherished, and that, I might be paraphrasing here, but he said something that it's something that they should hold tightly or keep it scarce or whatever. He was alluding to the fact that they should, hold it really tight so that it can live on forever. And I would assume that it might not be, or it might be a friendly tip or a reminder that, Jordan brand has released a fuckload of shoes in a fuckload of colorways and over the past, and it's, the hype and the scarcity has kind of died off in recent, so it's not as hyped is basically what things were. But going back to the fact that these two individuals have kind of laid claim that they brought retros back, it was nice to see that someone in the culture of New York City was not only supported, but people were able to bring out facts and screen grabs of old Nike forums, and I think Nike Talk or ISS might have been one of them, where the buy and sell and trade portion of that website was thriving in 1999, when the last time we saw Nike Air on some of the retros out there.
What kind of evidence supported the fact that, or debunked that statement that they made, that they were the reasons? Like,
they're ultimately, like we've talked about, do influencers carry weight? There ultimately is no hard proof on being able to take ownership of that claim that those two are responsible for making the retros popular again.
okay,
It would have been just making it popular for like the normies, like outside of the people that collect on a regular basis.
Mainstream?
And the true, yeah, like more mainstream, I guess, if you will.
No,
but like
those would
more,
be the hype beasts, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I think
was there a
mainstream
hype
people.
but I
beast
mean,
back
there
then?
any true
think
sneakerhead
so.
that was collecting at that time was collecting them and wearing them in anyway, right? So
Well, I think here's just my take on it. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, when you were buying Air Jordans, especially retros, I think you're more of a collector. You collect sneakers and fucking are proud to display them.
Yeah.
And nowadays, the difference that I've seen is retro Jordans is more of a fashion thing.
Yeah.
So it's
agree.
it's the same
commodity.
Yeah, it's like people are still buying the same shit, but for different reasons nowadays. Like people were like they want to look nice and everything, but like back then in the 90s and 2000s, people were like, I want to collect them because I want the shoe in my collection.
Totally agree with you.
So
Well, and that was one of the things that he said, that people were coming up to him and asking him, where'd you get those? Because he was wearing, I think Virgil made a comment that he was wearing the 3s back then or whatever it was. That's something you weren't seeing a lot of, which may have been the case because the collectors were taking those. Like we're talking 18 years ago, 17, 18 years ago now,
I'm so old.
when you weren't sure if you were ever going to see that fucking shoe again. It wasn't a 3 to 5 year cycle. It was a holy shit. It's
Might be the
that
last time
1993
cycle.
or 94.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking of that the first time that Jordans were retro there. But in the early 2000s or 99, let's say, when the last White Cement 4 had come out, you never knew if you were going to see that shoe ever again.
Yeah.
And so you got it, and it was chances are it was sitting on a shelf. So in one aspect, you can kind of say that, yeah, maybe in terms of wearing them, people were like, holy shit, where'd you get those? That might have been, leading the way for that. But to say that people weren't doing that is a little bit bombastic, in my opinion. That it tends to kind of snub and poop in the face of people that had been there from the beginning. You know what I mean? Because there were a lot of people there.
That's rightfully so, though, right? Because like the people that have been there from the very beginning, that are grassroots level, they're like, wait, you guys may have made it aware, but we were the ones that step up put the foundation together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and that's where some of the people that chimed in on Classic Kicks' social media feed were
Was
were
there a lot
like
of
that.
haters?
It's like, there were a few people out there that used the comment that like nobody was wearing retros here. Or blah,
nobody's
blah, blah.
a strong fucking statement.
Yeah, I know. It's really
It's hyperbole.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
really tough.
Nobody's
But then that
pretty
got
fun.
me thinking to like nowadays we're seeing people that only fuck with collabs. Like I'd asked you guys, what do we name the people that seemingly are now? It's not just you remember, let's call it 3-4 years ago, before the Adidas Boost craze. We'll say that, when it was the people with money every Saturday were getting the new retros and it was on their social media feed, right? So it was the next Saturday boys were always rocking the latest retro release week to week. But now it's those same people are on the collabs and they won't fuck with anything else that is.
'Cause they
which
already
is why
have
I was-
everything.
I know. There are people out there that didn't realize there was an Air Force 2 until the Supreme comes out, and then the people who knew that there was an Air Force 2 is like, that fucking silhouette's been basically dead and
Yeah.
gone for 20 years.
But
and
isn't-
nobody
Like, aren't they
touches
bringing back
with it.
what is it, the Nike 180? There was something today that I saw, and it's just going on the whole, like, excuse the pun, but the Wave Runner and Balenciaga and this whole kind of like oversized dad shoe. And I think Nike was, in the 90s, it was very prominent that a lot of the different models that included, Air Max and any sort of Air at that point, later 90s probably, were of a much bigger kind of gaudy silhouette. And there was one, I forget which one it was today. I thought it was the one, not the 180.
Do you think, Jason, that's the new trend of street shoes nowadays? That
Everything getting
oversized?
bigger and kind of
That's kinda
chunkier.
cool.
Well, and that goes with
It's just a
90s. Like
different-
90s clothes was all very baggy, very
Yeah.
big. Look at like anything from like Fresh Prince or MC. Of that era, like a lot of it was
But
bigger, boxier.
I still stand by my accusations that these brands now are making or offering people something that's costing more money but has the appearance of less. Because I know that Balenciaga run has been getting roasted.
I'm
Absolutely
not saying it's a
roasted.
nice
I think
look.
It's
I'm
like
just
700 or 800
saying-
American.
Yeah.
Absolutely
but people
fucking
go
bananas.
crazy over them, though, dude. Like hype beast, like you said.
When I was in New York, I saw a woman wearing I think it's called the Balenciaga Sport Runner, and it's a Flyknit upper that looks like a white sock sitting on an NMD-esque boostish looking sole, and that's it. It literally looks like, I'll have to bring it up. It
Wow,
looks like
really,
a white sock, and she's wearing them, and she probably paid many hundreds of dollars for this
because
thing.
it's Balenciaga.
But the appearance of less.
Yeah.
There's another collab coming out there that that it was on social media as I got in my car today to come here. But the shoe looks like it was ran over by a street sweeper. It looks like it's scuffed and dirty. And
Oh, is it the Vetements?
there you go.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Vetements.
The Vetements.
Reebok.
Yeah, the
Reebok.
Canvas
It's
one.
completely reflective, but it's a weathered kind of. It looks like the Stone Island stuff that came out last year.
Looks like bullshit.
Yeah, it looks dirty already. This is what I was talking about. The OG
the
Air
Max
Max
98.
98, yeah, which is again very getting to that
Yep.
kind of level of
Yep.
being more bulky.
Yep, and they
more-
can put some bold colors on there. to
98's
compete with it.
actually not as bulky as it looks on foot. It's actually pretty sleek.
But it's way more bulkier than
in
the
terms of
97.
modern, very contemporary
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
shoes, yeah, I agree. It's bulkier.
You know,
yeah.
Joe.
So I mean, it's just cyclical, like style. Different kind of trends come back in style, and I think that's happening
That's
now.
fashion,
You're
dude.
gonna,
Yeah.
exactly. So we're seeing it in shoes. So it's not like if people claim that Kanye and Balenciaga and all these other brands are like they're the first ones to do it. It's
Do you
like,
think they
no,
made a
it's
difference? then?
not.
Do you think Kanye and Don C actually made a difference in bringing back, or maybe setting into motion a lot faster than if
It's just
they-
it's just they're the people that people see wearing it right now, and they're not the inventors of it. They just happen to be these people,
And that's
popular people that just find new trends, or not sorry, create new trends based on stuff that happened years ago, right? Let's just bring it back to
Sounds
the
like
forefront
fashion
and
again.
stuff,
And-
right?
and
It's
that's-
fashion. It's yeah.
And that's something that is I don't know what part of me I don't know why the fuck it is like that, but when a collaboration has come out where they're using an old silhouette, like when the very first day that they announced that Kanye was going to throw the Calabasas logo on that Power Face, the
Yeah.
Adidas Power Face,
Yeah.
I spent good minutes going back to find out what the original colorways were, where it's available, who's fucking with it and stuff like that. And that shoe has been out and sold out in a lot of European boutique retailers, online retailers.
Yeah.
So it's the thing that frustrates me. What I'm getting at is that there's a whole new generation of people, as you were alluding to, that it's those people that are looking to Kanye or Don C in what we're talking about now. Those people are going to have the perception that they're the originators of it.
Yeah,
No,
because
yeah.
they don't have the history, and
then-
they're not of the
And
age
it's
to know
such, and
that
it's
it's
the
any
frustrating
different.
thing for me now is that it's such an instant gratification.
Yeah.
Feed me knowledge now if I want to look for it. That people don't take the time to go find it. So when the Air Force 2 came out, or the Supreme, I'm like, fuck, people. This shoe's been dead for 20 years.
Yeah.
No one's
Yeah.
touching it. But I'll go look back at the original colorways and silhouettes. You go on eBay, you can find some really dope way more dope colorways.
Then just like solid
Yeah.
brown black.
And so,
which is it?
oh man,
Brack.
and the same thing. Like I remember when people have been talking about Kanye's musical genius forever, and there are YouTube videos out there where they rattle off every sample he's ever used in a beat.
Yeah.
Like someone took the time to put him on blast or to put it out there that no, Kanye's taken existing song. Kanye's taken some really fucking awesome songs out there and tweaked them for his own.
But
gain
that-
and
But isn't
But
that
that-
an
that's
art
what-
form? You've
It's
mentioned
art.
this.
It is art.
Yeah.
It is art. I mean, you're creating something new. There's things that already exist in this world,
Yeah.
and someone has just, retooled them in a way that no one's ever seen or ever heard, and all of a sudden, it becomes popular. Right?
You've
It's
talked about
fresh.
this.
Todd
where, like,
McFarland,
I-
I watched a thing on
or-
Blueprint with
yeah.
him, and he was saying that he's like, there's nothing new about this. Like, people could have made these high-res toys or like very, very detailed toys. No one was doing it. So he's like, I did it. I just made them look really cool.
Yeah.
And they sold.
Just
So-
like that artist too that you mentioned that would take everyday objects and change them. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
a different medium.
It's different. Yeah.
Right?
I was watching. yeah.
Sorry, basically what it boiled down to was that I think that the little part of me outside of the just like pure sneakerhead that can take a look at some of these collaborations or understand that they may have put some people who were following them that light might have shone on that into a different and garnered that type of interest or fostered new interest in that respect is the thing that really frustrates me is that people don't take the time to go back and take a look at the history of that kind of stuff because whether it's a Kanye beat that's been done in the 70s or some of the artwork or toys that may have inspired Todd McFarlane, or the aspects of shoes now that are coming back because things are cyclical like that. I love looking at old shit, and there are some Air Force 2s out there that have good colorways on eBay that I'm actually interested in buying if the price is right, you know. So it's I don't know if you'd call it a spite beast purchase if I'm going to be
Spite beast. I like it.
for me to actually like, you know, for me to be able to try and shed that light on it, that no, this is an original Air Force 2 colorway from 1984, I think, or 85 is when they may have released that second model. But like that, I don't know, that's just about it.
Can I ask you guys a question? Mm-hmm. So, like Eugene said before, people would just buy shoes to collect. You know, they probably sit in the box, they'll probably wear it, probably just jeans and a t-shirt, maybe a hoodie or a hat, right? But now these kids, influenced by fashion, you mentioned Kanye and Don C. Now they're looking to slay outfits. Now they're looking for joggers to match. You know, maybe like a...
Which are sweatpants. Let's not talk up joggers too much here. That's, again, a derelict.
However it's executed, however it's marketed, you put a slap on a Supreme or anti-social club out there. Yeah, I'm just saying is that now it's more influenced by fashion, right? And so now you have people that, you know, millennials or whoever, the quick fix, that want the next best thing, that don't have the grassroots. You know, they don't appreciate the shoe for its history. Now they just want to say, oh, you know what? These will look good in jeans or in joggers.
Okay, I'll just put it this way. Air Jordans.
Thought you fell asleep over there.
Yeah,
No, he's thinking, man. I've been watching Eugene.
The Air Jordan line has always been, you know, developed as an athletic shoe, a high performance basketball shoe. And even though they look nice on the court, they were never meant to be worn in the streets on the mall. Like, supposedly, like when they designed the 31s and 32s, they're made for the court only. And the fact that people took them and wore them casually, that's like a phenomenon on its own. Never intended by Nike. Probably never intended by Nike. And the way that the retro movement has been introduced, it's very much acknowledging the fact that people wore them casually. That's why they are made of material a little bit less performance based and more on quality, made for casual wearing.
Well, remastered line. We'll see with those black cement 3s, but I know what you're saying.
Off-white.
So I think Nike and Jordan Brand very much consciously made a decision to move into the fashion kind of spectrum of releasing their retros, because retros were not popular for a long, long time.
Collectors, they were.
Well, I mean, you'd have to define
In the
define
mainstream.
popular.
Mainstream. So
Yeah.
we're not mainstream for a
Right.
long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were sitting on shelves and on clearance at some points, right? Like we talked about, those Mocha 3s went on clearance and they were slept on. And as a fashion shoe, maybe that's why. At the same time, like, people are buying them nowadays as a fashion piece to, you know, complete their fucking outfits and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest difference that I see, that people are finding social media feeds that are more fashion driven instead of sports driven, and then taking styles from that, because you can only dress up a certain way. You can't wear like basketball jerseys and shorts everywhere you go to look fly, right? Maybe sometimes.
Oh, don't look at me.
Oh, I'm looking
But
at
I
you.
mean, like, there's people that are looking for a very specific look when they're going
Yeah.
out and shit.
You
And-
want to wear these shoes.
exactly. So
Which is a big shout
But
out to Brooke. Brookie Doo.
Yeah,
What
she
do
wears
you-
all her shoes, right?
But I think, as much as we think, I think fashion like people wanted to look good in those,
yeah.
regardless of the time frame. I mean, you can go back to.
Jordan 1s.
Well,
Yeah,
I was
but-
gonna
They
say,
moved
I
in
was
the
gonna say
street.
during
But like I said, man,
like
like-
89, 90, like when Public Enemy and when Do the Right Thing came out, and you see the Jordan 4s in it. We see what was it, the the Jordan 4, but then also was it the Airship or the Radio Raheem's?
Jordan 2.
Shit. No, he wasn't wearing 2s.
No. That was
They were like
a theme, like a dedication shoe.
Yeah. But even in that time frame, like those people, you know, like Spike Lee as his character in there was even wearing a pair of Jordans, and he's wearing it casually. He wasn't balling in them. He wasn't, you know, as much. And so I think it was as even at that time frame was a statement of fashion and as an expression of fashion. So
Well,
I
Spike
think
even
it's-
talked about that on the panel. Sorry to cut you off,
Oh,
but the
yeah.
extension is Spike even mentioned that, even from his upbringing in the Fort Greene neighborhood of
Yeah.
Crooklyn, that people wouldn't leave their fucking house if their shoes weren't correct.
And the
know,
Air Force,
and-
the Air Force One was like, you listen to anybody that's from the East Coast, the Air Force One was like a staple. You had to have multiple pairs of the whites and the blacks because they were like something that if it looked shitty, that's why you bought a whole bunch of them.
But
They had
Jay-
to look fresh, right? And
But Jay,
so
the
I
difference when that
Yeah.
year, that time, and now is because now the information can be easily downloaded or accessed through
Sure,
social media.
yeah, sure. I mean, it was much hard. I mean, you had TV and
Right.
different types of media at that point. But my point is that fashion has always been a statement.
Of course.
It's just at a different level now,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But people were always fashionable, and sneakers were also part of that. Like Run DMC, like
But that's
still at a very casual.
That's why
nature, but
when a
Well,
panel says that Virgil and Don C says that they have some, nobody's not the right word. Like when you say we are the ones, that's wrong. But when they say we have an influence to why retros are popular nowadays because we used to wear them, that kind of
Yeah, the number's
true.
not zero. I like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
talked about the actual sales
It
with
wasn't
that.
dead.
It's like well, no, there is some, because obviously the people whose eyes were on them took notice and ran with that, right? So it's not.
But they
I'm
aren't
not
single-handedly responsible for bringing
And
back
I-
that movement.
Fuck,
I think that's
I'd have to dig up the original Kanye quote, but he basically said that. Don C, not so much on the panel,
Yeah.
but Kanye
That's
may
the-
have actually said Don C and I are responsible.
That's
for-
the statement you have an issue
arrogant.
with,
He'll
right?
say that. He'd be
Is
that-
that
to say shit
his
like
statement
that,
is so
so.
absolute and so definitive? That's the problem that you have.
And
with
then
it, right?
the other thing that rubs me wrong with that is that those people whose eyes are on them believe that.
Yeah, they take
Or
it
a
as
portion
gospel
of them
and-
obviously
yeah.
believe that. Holy shit, he's got retros on. I didn't notice retros before that. He just said he brought retros back. He brought retros back.
Break out the microphone.
And now I'm
We
part
gotta
of
go
that.
back to
I'm
the-
part of that crew, and now I'm awesome. And
You are awesome, Peter.
No, not me. But
I
like,
thought he was saying it too. Like,
No.
here, of course, you're a
like
good
now he's
person.
just like big thing swinging around, saying like, yeah, this is my crew. We did this. So
Fair enough.
without knowing the actual history of it, so they got to be responsible for that.
I think they're responsible, but not to the extent that they actually think in their head. They probably believe it too.
Which is probably
be said.
also roundabout wrap up is why I like accounts like Classic Kicks NYC is because he'll bring out a silhouette that I hadn't seen since I was a kid, and then it's automatic. eBay, what's this doing? Is this available in new condition? Can I get an original box?
I'm gonna
and
follow
stuff
that.
like
I'm gonna follow that. Account.
It's good just because
Oh
you
yeah,
see some old ads.
he's got some
Yeah.
great like a
You
shit
follow it
ton
too?
of stuff. Oh yeah, I've been following it for a while.
Cool.
Just because there's like tons of old publication stuff that's in there. That's just
Old Agassi stuff,
Oh, that
and
stuff's
then he'll
dope.
have the merch with it that he was wearing.
Yeah.
So like the nylon shorts that he was
He
wearing.
was like the
Oh,
first
spandex.
one that
Wait a
wore
minute.
the spandex
With a
shorts
single
under
ball
shorts.
hanging out.
Yeah,
He was like
Tennis
the first
ball.
one.
So once
yeah.
again, I want to shout out that Twitter account again for me, Jim.
Classic Kicks NYC.
Castle Kicks NYC.
All right, go give them a follow.
Dope,
Cool.
man. He's
Yes,
awesome.
yes.
Thanks for that.
Thanks for that, and thanks for the surgical and swift takedown of those people who were agreeing that.
Oh, I just thought of my second round pick for.
We'll save it for
Next week we do it again. Okay.
We'll do a
No,
round. Okay.
no,
And then we
because
can-
our level of celebrity with influence is going to drop off drastically. We're going to be talking about
So-
like Dan and what's his name from Eagle Ridge Ford or Maple Ridge Chrysler. They're closer than you
That's
think.
why it's gonna, and then you're gonna have a roster of people. Anyways,
Pasta.
STI now or what?
Let's hit it.
Let's do it.
So every week we've been doing this segment at the end of each show, and
Very infectious.
a very quick paced segment just to round everything up, just to change the pace of it. And the name of this segment is what?
Sneakerphiles STI.
It burns.
And Pierre, what does STI stand for?
Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry to interrupt. All right, so what's going to happen is we have multiple open-ended discussions to talk about, but the catch is that we only have 3 minutes to talk about each one, the hard 3 minutes, and we'll get cut off at the bell at the end of the time.
And whatever Eugene says is wrong.
It's usually right, by the way. And basically there's usually no conclusion. No one's right or wrong per se.
Jason
and
and
we
I.
like to leave everything open ended, and that's
Cool.
the beauty of this
The
segment.
beauty
So we ready for
of
some
S.T.I.
Is Nala really a princess?
All right, and the moderator for this segment, as usual, is Jason Kurtz.
Hello. Hello.
Are you introducing yourself again?
Hello.
All right, let's do this.
I was trying to be like you, where you're like, Eugene.
You guys got to play up your own names.
Eugene.
Yeah,
It's-
Hypeless Joe and Kurtzistan.
Kurtzistan
Who the
is going
fuck
to
are
fucking
you?
throw it down.
Oh yeah, we know where you are, Gino.
All right, so here we go. Yeah, S.T.I. This is fun. I like this. I don't know if I should start with a tough one or an
No,
easy
warm
one.
us
baby,
up.
bring it,
Let
baby.
warm
Yeah,
us
All
up.
right,
warm up.
warm up.
Warm
You want to
up,
warm
warm
up.
up, yeah.
You want to warm up.
Beach ball.
Yeah, just touch it first. What?
What?
Is that how it
Why'd
warms
you say
up for
beach
you?
ball?
Just poke it. You're just poking it. Wake up.
Flick.
Flick, flick, flick. Okay, so we talked a little bit about style. We've talked a little bit about your man Brody.
Brody.
So earlier today, I was kind of looking around,
Pornhub.
almost. You stumble across it somehow when you search for things.
It's bookmarked.
And so, yeah, bookmarks. There's lots of athletes that dress nicely,
Yep.
or I don't know. It's your guys' opinion, and that's why I want to talk about it. So there was a release of a Under Armour shoe earlier this week by a signature athlete, Cam Newton.
Yes.
And I didn't really know much about him, so I started looking at this guy, and he's actually kind of like a walking silly man.
He's
the
Nelly.
way- Oh, that's good. So anyway, I just thought I'd leave it to you guys to see who has better style or worse style, depends on how you want to look at it. Cam Newton or Russell Westbrook.
Oh, dude. Easy question.
And yeah, see what you guys think. I'm gonna say
Get it,
No,
Pierre.
I'm gonna change it now. I'm gonna change it slightly. I want
Timer's
you to
running.
prove that Cam Newton has better style than Westbrook. Go.
Cam Newton has better style.
Yeah, how are you gonna prove that?
What have you
First
done
of
with
all-
that statement?
First of all, the NFL has a strict dress code policy.
NBA does not strict.
No.
No. This
No.
Fuck. Iverson showed up in chains and a white T-shirt back in the day.
That's part of the dress code, guys.
Yeah.
He wore a shirt.
He probably got fined after that, but
Probably.
NFL has a pretty strict dress code, and they're probably the way Cam Newton dresses is like professional GQ swagged out. Like
Okay.
Sure.
like he'll have
get
like a '90s hat
counter for
with
him?
like a
It says swagged
velour, with a velour suit, while Brody will have off-white freaking belt and like tattered jeans that show not only his knees but his whole fucking thigh, and like a shirt that's
Catholic
like
boy over here.
Tarzan,
Yeah.
like stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So
Swag.
do you think he dresses better?
I like how Brody dresses. I like Russell Westbrook better as a person too. Cam Newton's kind of a pompous sometimes. But I do like it when he gives the ball to kids after a touchdown. So that's kind of cool.
They probably just steal it back. I don't think they're allowed to give it to the crowd.
Long
But
story
anyway,
short, I
that's-
think Russell Westbrook has more style, but swag and professionalism, I think Cam Newton dresses better.
That's true.
Okay.
Defense.
All right.
Okay.
Who's up?
I don't want to take this one. I have nothing to say, man. Like I'm not a big fan of either's dress.
Which one of
style.
his hats would you buy if you had to buy one?
What? I'm not even familiar with the hats.
He
Like,
is a
where's
hat
hats?
guy.
He wears a lot of fucking fucked up hats.
All right. Well, that's not.
There
really
was one
Brody
that-
does too.
Well, if it was Battle of the Hats, I think Cam Newton would probably,
Okay,
technically
See, and
win.
that's
but
why-
Let's
I
break
don't
it down.
think-
What's more in right now? Like the fucking tethered, fucking homeless look.
Yes.
That's in. Russ wins.
Derelict.
Yeah, really, yes.
Okay, can we just
Zoolander,
based on
derelict.
Good job.
the trends of today, Russ wins.
I
based on the
think-
style.
I don't know. I think
But I'm
Yeah,
a hat
like-
guy, so that's
yeah.
where I ride with
you're gonna
C1
run.
in.
You're a
Oh,
Newton
man.
guy?
Okay, so if you're into modern looks, then you fucking go with Russ.
You got to look at some hats afterwards, and you
Okay,
might
but if
regret
you're a
your
hat
decision
guy, then
after
you
that.
go with Cam.
It's a fact. I love hats.
All right.
It's the only guy that I
Can't
know
beat
that can
that.
wear like 5 different distinct looks and eras. Like he could be, a 19th century like gothic pimp,
30s gangster.
all
what
rolled
he
up into
does.
one.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just,
what he does.
But it doesn't look good.
He's a
Like, to
fashion
me.
salad.
He is
Fashion salad. I like that.
very tossed fashion salad.
That's it.
There you go.
Fashion salad.
Fashion
Tossed
salad.
fashion salad. I like it. That's good. Cam Newton wins the fashion toss salad. So we kind of, I'll just go with this one because it's probably easy, but we touched on this a little bit earlier about a non-athletic person getting their own signature shoe. But let's just keep it within the athletic realm, but not NBA and not NFL. Can you think of other athletic sports that you think there's someone that really is deserving of their own signature shoe? That obviously coincides with the visions and stuff like that of like Nike or Adidas or any of those larger brands. So,
Outside of football or basketball?
yeah.
Oh my God.
If there was another athletic sport that you think that
Roger Federer.
He already
Next.
has one.
Oh, what? That's part of the rules. You can't pick an existing one.
He's, yeah.
a new, yeah.
Yeah.
Serena Williams.
Good.
Boom! You've heard it first.
Or again.
Or again. Depends if this is your first podcast.
We just pioneered retroing things we've already said on this
Yeah.
show.
Well, you
Retro
did. These guys.
podcast.
Retro podcast.
How about you, Pierre? I can't think of one either.
No. The
Henrik Sedin.
Man.
You see that article?
You never
that they
get to
just
see his
wrote?
shoes.
Yeah.
Any sort of
What do you think about
sport.
Did you cry?
The one a little bit. No,
Quite a
it was
lot.
heartfelt, but other people were like, I don't care about this. I'm like, it's weird. Anyways, to answer your question,
Yeah.
the one person that resonates to me is that new guy from that Canadian new guy, Shapopalov.
Shaka
Chapeau-
Khan. Shaka Khan.
It's not new.
No, he's
Who is
tearing
he?
it up
What
right
is he?
now. He's a tennis player, Canadian
Oh,
tennis
yeah,
player.
yeah.
18-year-old. What's awesome was that he got suspended and he got disqualified for one game because he threw the ball and he hit
Got
it.
the team disqualified. That was a Davis Cup
Oh,
match.
nice.
Was the team?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It was the ump that did it.
What?
He
No, but
stopped-
he represents Canada. Like
Yeah,
each
yeah.
match is a nation.
Yeah.
They got disqualified. I'm 90% sure the team was done after that.
Because he was disqualified that match, right? So
Yeah.
he couldn't have they lost because it was
Right.
a team game.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Definitely a guy that's deserving of a shoe.
But yeah, in
It
frustration.
was a,
McEnroe
Yeah,
got a shoe
yeah.
deal because
there you
of
go.
shit like that.
There you
Fair
go.
enough.
Yeah, out of frustration, he teed
Yeah.
up a tennis
Canadian
ball,
guy,
lobbed
so-
it, and then just absolutely
Canadian.
hammered it into the
I
face
don't
of the
know.
umpire.
That's the only thing that I can think
So
of. right
again,
now.
you're both on the topic of tennis.
David Judge. I don't know.
What about you over there?
I can't think of any fucking athlete that doesn't
John
already,
Carlos
you
Stanton.
brought up one long time ago, I think, in a random conversation that we had.
like
I
on
don't
air
know.
or no.
It might have been, but I don't
I
remember.
was thinking about Connor. That
Yeah.
was
Connor
yeah.
McDavid, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, the other one.
Cosign.
yeah.
David McConnor. Yep.
I think the sneaker world has not been represented as greatly as it could in combat sports, boxing or UFC or MMA.
Because they
actually.
don't wear fucking shoes in that
That's
sport.
true.
So it doesn't matter. Why would?
Why would you give it to an entertainer? That I mean, they wear shoes, but that's not as their primary.
That's correct.
They're not their primary like activity.
That-
is walking around.
It kind of is by the looks of all of
boxing
the
is
train wreck
very-
media.
They've got shoes on.
Yeah, boxing they wear
And
shoes.
Pacquiao had Nike.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about this.
Yeah.
No, but Pacquiao had trainer boxing
Yeah.
shoes, and I wanted
Yeah.
to get them, but you don't wear trainer boxing shoes out
Back,
there.
back, down.
What?
Too many V's.
We should pioneer that.
You think so?
Get some fucking boxing shoes and wear them.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not far away with these Balenciaga shits these
Yeah,
days.
exactly.
Or like,
That'd
look
be
at the old
dope.
Super Sky tops.
But wouldn't
Look high
How
those-
does
dude.
the Kobe not
Yeah,
look like a
good point.
boxing?
Exactly. good
boxing
point.
shoes have a smaller, thinner sole?
Who says
Yeah,
you need to have a
streamline,
thin?
zoom bag that shit.
No,
Yeah,
you're
Kurt's
dude.
a
being
stand.
sarcastic,
Dude,
you
we
fucker.
He
could.
just wants you to
No,
buy a
seriously,
boxing
we
shoe.
could. That could work.
You thought
Just
about
be
it for a
open to
second.
it, like you said you were open.
I'll just wear blazers.
I think combat sports can. There's some
sport
room in combat
blazers?
sports
No,
too.
Nike blazers.
Yeah, and which
Like
athlete?
blazers. You still
Someone,
wearing
the
blazers?
biggest,
Nice.
loudest
Bring it
one
back.
right now.
Yeah, who's that?
Connor.
Okay.
It's like
McDavid.
they're selling the personality, not so much the sport or how performance driven it is.
And I
That's
agree
how
with Jason though that like you have to have it has to be relevant. Like they're not wearing shoes. Dude.
It doesn't matter. He's outside of
No,
you see
that-
what
that's
he's
a good-
wearing
that's a good point.
outside of the ring. He's like Gucci, Louis Vuitton,
Yeah.
like very,
Yeah,
very
that's
high
true.
fashion stuff.
It doesn't have to be a
So-
performance based
Doesn't have to be.
It
no.
could be a style
It's just
thing.
be a style.
Yeah, it could be
I
a
get
casual
it. I get
lifestyle
it.
thing.
Monarchs.
Does Rafael Nadal have a
He's got his
signature?
own
Nike.
signature.
But he's a
Um,
said Nike athlete, but I don't think he has a signature.
So you would
He's
mark
got his logo on one.
Does
market
he?
Connor
Okay,
as
yeah.
a lifestyle shoe brand, then, right?
Sure, why not? Whatever. Like Puma, Fenty, that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
he'd have
With a
oh,
bow.
yeah. Are we way
Notorious.
over?
Notorious Fenty. Sorry.
Are we way over?
Yo,
on
you're
time?
at 4 minutes.
Oh fuck! Wow, just got lost in that one.
There you go. 3 minutes is up.
Good luck putting
minutes
a
is up
timer
a
on
minute
that
ago.
one.
A timer. He could just go into like the red, the negative.
I just cut out Jason.
This is
for
a
a minute.
negative.
Yeah, you did.
Always.
Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Are you going to
Just-
go
no,
up or
you
down?
gotta-
you
gotta
no,
talk.
you
Let's
you
go.
don't even have the timer.
The
You
question,
Oh,
the timer
come
runs
on.
when you
Did you
ask the
know-
fucking question, not when you start rambling.
Okay. Ramblin' Man, LeVar Ball,
Yes.
earlier this week, described to the world
Yep.
that he's bringing out his own shoe
Woo!
at a very
Finally.
affordable
Yes.
price. A very affordable price of
Yes.
$1,500.
Finally.
Oh my god.
USD.
Jeez, what took so long?
Who knows when the delivery time is?
Never worry.
I don't know. I think I'll get
Who
my
knows
Tesla
if he's doing
before he gets that
pre-sales? Who knows?
Has Brand Black released anything
Oh!
Who knows?
similar?
It could be a knee high. Who knows what this thing could look
Knee
like?
high.
So, what are your thoughts on Mr. Ball's big baller boot?
biggest
Or what-
balls?
The biggest ball boot.
Pierre, tee it off, man. You go.
Oh man, it was really hard to spin this one, but
You love this.
I do. I love
Spin
these guys. I
doctor
love the
over
family,
here.
but this is not cool. It's not good. It's
How is it not good?
it's execution at its lowest form. It's no shoe, just an announcement that it's going to be $1,500 and it's LeVar. Basically,
Sold.
the headline just says that.
Sold.
I'm LeVar and I'm going to release $1,500.
He's a shoe icon. He's
He's
done
not a shoe
so-
icon. He's an
You
entertainer.
gotta release some shoes before you become the icon.
Yeah, he's not an icon.
One pair.
He's not.
Let's
It's
see one pair.
it's hard. It's hard to give my thumbs up on this one. It's not.
It's
good.
funny how it's you only see the last two. You start seeing less and less of the shoe, and then all of a sudden, so who knows if we'll maybe just see pencil drawings of this one.
Oh my gosh.
See, I think that the fact that he announced that he's making a shoe and the price, and that's the only information we have, something's going on, man. Like, you don't announce something like it's going to cost this much. What's it going to look like? I don't know.
Is it something going on good then,
Like,
or something going on
You
bad?
can't work with how much it's going to cost and work backwards in building this shoe, right?
You could.
But
That's not
now-
normal economics.
As in, like, okay, what if he makes a shoe and it's baller? He goes, oh, how much does that cost? He goes, it's gonna cost $800. He goes, we gotta put more shit on it. You know what I mean? Like,
Bedazzle that bitch.
you know,
Not
like
enough gold.
people
and
try and have a
platinum.
price point where you have to target, as in it has to be at maximum this much, not minimum this much.
We never said that his business model was sound.
Exactly, like as a business person, as a business
Or
as
it
whole,
was a business model.
Or yeah,
are they a business? Like,
You have to have sales.
you have to have.
They're an entertainment
Like,
There, sorry, there has to be
Like-
a transact. Nope. There.
Pierre, me and you can go to the garage right now, like your garage, and start printing T-shirts, and we'll be as successful as Big Baller.
More successful.
We would have done the exact same amount of work as they have.
$1,500
No,
t-shirts.
but we don't have the marketability like they do.
I'm not talking about how.
Oh, you're
See, now
underestimating
you're-
yourself.
I'm not talking
there.
about how much.
Really.
Oh yeah.
How much exposure we're getting. I'm talking about the actual work itself.
Yeah.
We would have done the exact same amount.
Of course,
And
the
that-
work, but how many are we gonna sell?
And what
Doesn't matter.
we've taken you to task on your comments that they've got a better business model or they're more marketable or whatever. There has to be a transaction at the end of that to actually complete
Yes.
that cycle.
Joe, yes,
Has-
you have proven me wrong on that
so,
one. You're
so now
right.
what do you ultimately love about this? Because now we're
don't-
resorting to, or they're resorting to, a headline. It's clickbait. It's a fucking train wreck clickbait situation now. LeVar Ball claims to have a $1,500 shoe coming out. So what do you love
even
about
those
this?
guys?
I
Are
don't
you-
love
Do you
anything
watch
about
just
it.
trash TV at home?
Ever since
kinda
you guys
do.
called me out, I have watched a couple of episodes.
No. I'm talking just in general. Do you normally just watch trash TV? Like you a Bachelor in Paradise with the girl and
It's been a while since I had reality TV, but I do like my fair share of reality. Dude,
like
life
what?
is
Like
so
what? Like pick your trashiest
Oh,
show.
dude, Jersey Shore was the shit. Yeah, Jersey Shore was. Yo, dude.
Is that
You don't
it?
do. What do you know about gym tan laundry? GTL. You don't know. Oh, come on. You gotta do the gym tan.
So it's really
laundry.
is the publication blame for releasing that kind of information? Shouldn't they just
It was a
fucking
Q&A.
ignore it?
They were doing a Q&A, and
Fuck
he just
that.
said that. So it was legit.
All right.
What's legit about that?
No, like that he meant it. Like whatever it is in that Q&A, it's
You're saying
on
he
record.
said
It's
that.
on record. Yeah.
The quote was legit.
That's
Whether
what's
the
so frustrating
I know,
about today.
dude. I'm telling you right now. I'm just
not you. I'm just saying in general, this era of he said it, so that's what's happening. No,
You can always retract it later.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's
Or
what the
do nothing and just fade into obscurity. Like
Oh, you're pointing at me? What the fuck?
I didn't point at you. Do you want to?
No, man. I got offended for 2 seconds.
Okay, so this one might be a little bit more difficult, but I think it's an interesting topic. And then we'll get back to some easier ones. So we all love designer Tinker Hatfield. To me, I think he's considered the GOAT of footwear design. Like he's just like Michael Jordan. I think there may or may not be anyone that can replace him. Do you think there will ever be someone that can replace him, whether it's at Nike or Adidas or any brand? And is there someone currently playing the LeBron role of almost GOAT? Do we know of any designers that kind of step up and fit, could fill the shoes or be second best? Like, what are your thoughts on the designing realm? It's a tough question, I know.
Okay. Have you started time yet?
Sure, shoot.
Thanks
I
for
don't even know what
reminding
to
me.
say. It's just Tinker Hatfield is the one that pioneered sneaker design in general, as in like to make things like not
Suck.
to the form of what's expected, and that's revolutionary for that time. Like it's arguable. This is a very loose interpretation or comparison. It's like, has there been a band as good as the Beatles since? Because the Beatles fucking had a revolution and changed the way things were done since. I'm not going to say like there's no band ever in the history since then that is not as good or as better. It's not comparable because they've
Migos.
That's close, actually. I'll give you that one. but you know what I mean? Like it's not comparable anymore just because he set not the standard, but he changed the game. So everything that's
Like Michael did.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
everything that's going to be done from now on will be compared to his work.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to compare it to his work, you can't really be like it's better or worse. It's just it's not the same kind of comparison. It's so subjective, first of all. The way that you like or dislike a design and the amount of work that he's done. Maybe when he started designing shoes, there was a lot more room to improve on things than there is now. And the ceiling to is the roof. The ceiling to
It's on fire.
Is it on fire?
you guys don't know that reference?
The
never mind.
pop song?
Joe, you know what
Ceiling
I'm
is a roof.
I'm wasting time here. The ceiling towards like what quote unquote a perfect shoe is that much smaller. The room between the ceiling, that much closer than when Tinker started designing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys go.
Nice. I feel terrible because I can't name any of the designers on LeBron's line. I've only ever heard of Eric Avar or Eric Avar.
Is that
who
the
designed a
Foamposite
Kobe.
guy?
I think he's a Kobe. Kobe
Yeah,
9 or 10 or 11. was
Foamposite
he?
as well, yeah.
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 So that's it in terms of people after Tinker. And then they're the legendary Bruce Kilgore with the Air Force Ones and Peter Moore with the Air Jordan 1.
Which he was the CEO of EA Sports for a long time.
Crazy. That's a good fun fact, actually.
really?
Good trivia.
Trivia.
But other than that, it's like Tinker and Mike were the perfect storm in terms of just shoes to go with a signature athlete. It was just the perfect storm there of like Nike looked like it was going to fold up. Jordan's line wasn't doing so hot
He was
after
ready
the
to
two.
walk, right?
And a new contract was coming. Tinker fucking threw the bathtub and kitchen sink at him and said, "Here's what I got," and the rest is history. Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
I don't have.
Especially with someone so iconic that probably blows the product up even more. Like how you have to have someone so iconic.
And I
would be iconic.
And I don't know why we don't know more about the design. I know that in the little vignettes and little, short clips that we see of new signature models with LeBron, I know that I've come across like the LeBron, whatever, designed by whomever.
Jason
And it's just,
Petrie.
I can't fucking, I don't, because it doesn't have that amount of gravitas. There's not there's not as much punch.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
Would you like to have any thoughts?
Yeah, let me throw it out there. I think, like you guys said, I agree.
Overtime.
I agree with you guys. He's so iconic. He's legendary. It's to his own pedestal. But like what we do with Michael Jordan, we compare him to other people in stats and in numbers, and that's gonna hold through in time with LeBron. So that's probably gonna be the same thing in this situation where let's find someone who does have the numbers that would, or does have the designs later on. I think we can't answer this question right now. I think we have to answer it
When he retires,
When
or
they're
something?
dead.
when there's someone who makes, like, all these new silhouettes are coming out right now, but we don't know the designers. But later on,
I feel we should, is what I'm saying. I think
You
there
know what
should
the
be more
problem
punch
is?
because we have social media at our thumbs all day.
Yeah.
We know more about Virgil Abloh right now than
true.
for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Why don't we know who's got the LeBron 15? Who
Here-
did the
Because
LeBron
they don't.
15?
I think here's the
designers don't
issue.
market
Petrie.
it like it.
Is
they're
that-
not marketed.
He's been doing the whole LeBron line for the
Fanboy.
last.
The social media is dominated by these quote unquote designers that fucking collab with these brands, and that's all the coverage that you see. It's
know.
like the Kanyes and the Virgils that are
Yeah.
designing these shoes,
So
and the
is-
actual designers of the silhouettes aren't getting any play.
So is
why-
that the
why is
fault
that?
of the brands? Not
No, that's
like
the
coming
fault-
out and saying,
That's
"Hey,
the
this
fault
is
of
the
the
person."
media, dude.
No.
Okay.
Like, why is
But
like,
how often do you ever see a publication about the actual designer? Not very often, right?
That's why it's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't get any coverage.
Okay, so like,
why do I know who designed the top tens, but I don't know who designed any of the shoes that's in the silhouette besides the
Yeah,
Jordans?
that's a
Oh,
good
I see what you
point.
mean. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that also grinds me a little bit. That's a good point.
Also, I would like to give a quick shout out, or whatever you want to call it. Tiffany Beers from Nike has
Yeah.
moved on to Tesla, and we always talk about how ladies aren't in the fucking business.
Didn't we touch on that last week?
No, I wanted to, but
Oh, yeah.
we never got to.
Yeah.
But this happened weeks ago, and like she's one of like the most important people in the innovation for Nike, and she like developed with her team the self-lacing Earl system for the
Hyper
Nike.
Adapt.
Yeah, and she she's working for Tesla now, but I'm guessing she deserves that job or whatever better.
Part of me thinks that's because recently Nike laid off a ton of people, so I'm wondering if that's like a preemptive.
she's like,
Hey, like, you know what? We're
just
ditching people. You have an opportunity to go
Right.
without, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
allegedly.
Allegedly,
Yeah, and I mean,
yes. But I'm just saying it's convenient because I've
Maybe.
been in situations with companies in the past.
But it
where
just
that-
sucks because we
so-
always talk about how there's not enough females in the fucking
Yeah,
business,
totally.
And like this someone that is actually crazy influential in that medium is that's one less. That's all.
just one less, yeah.
So
or
people,
maybe
please
zero
look
now.
up Tiffany Beers if you don't know who she is already. She's
And no, it's not an alcoholic beverage
or
Although
a
she is
diamond
tall
brand.
drink of woman.
or a diamond. All right, so let's carry on. This has to do. I mean, we've touched on the subject a little bit in the past, so I think it's worth a little bit of a revisit. Are sneaker brands new releases giving us more of what we want, or just more? And do you understand what I mean by that question?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I'll go
Okay.
first.
All right.
My answer is very simple. They are giving more in general, and within the more is the stuff that I want. You know, it's like I go to a buffet. There's everything there, but I'm going to eat the 4 things I like.
Yeah, I disagree a little bit,
man,
but
your
anyway, yeah.
analogies are the best.
They're funny. It's like a buffet that you don't really want to go
Caters
to.
to the dumbest guy in
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
What about you, Joe?
Sweet.
No.
Yep. it's the exact same answer. It's like we talked about with the Jordan has 1 or 2 premier signature models that everybody wants, but they have an arsenal of shoes that a lot of people think are ugly but end up selling a lot
Yeah.
of. So
Yeah.
it's Adidas has been killing the streetwear game, has been popular now for, we'll call it 2, 3, 4 years now, that a lot of their streetwear stuff is marginal at best. I mean, we know Kurtz loves the tubular shadow knits, but
favorite
not everybody
Adidas
loves them as
Yeah.
much as he
silhouette.
does.
Yeah, I love
So,
it.
like,
Every color.
You could easily wrap that in where they've got their lookbook, their catalog year to year. Here's what we're giving you, and of those, the premium price point and premium materials will be on X number of shoes.
But is that a good thing? That we need more just silhouettes and shit out there, like the same silhouette but in like a 900 colors. Do we really need that?
cares
Well, no, I
how
mean
many they
Jordan's
put
been
out?
guilty of that now.
Jordan's
It's
done
like
that too.
you know, you were talking about the
Just
motorsport.
don't buy it,
force.
guys.
But doesn't it kill that line?
I don't care. Like as long as they keep giving me the stuff I want.
But what if
which
they're
is
not? What if
happening.
what if it's not? What if it's not meeting the expectations that you want? What if you
What
have
expectations do I have?
Well, if let's say there's a silhouette they really like, but it doesn't come in any fucking color you like.
Do those 4
Do you just-
items at the buffet taste as good to you if there aren't 90 items you've flipped to the side?
Well, that's the thing, man. I'm just gonna eat the shit I want, man.
So now, do you normally go to a restaurant and just order those 4 things without a buffet present?
That's a waste of a buffet time. Like you paid $39 for a buffet and you're eating the 4 things only.
That's my point.
Well, at the same time, man, like I can just eat more of the stuff I want.
Oh, that's true.
If I don't like the fucking Pantones, I'll buy 2 breads or whatever.
Which is why there are 19 or 20 pairs of NMDs that haven't seen outside the box sitting at
I just
Gino's
don't have to
place.
buy it, man.
You know-
I don't care what as long as it doesn't affect them releasing shit that I actually want.
But what
Do
if it
whatever
does?
the fuck you want.
You know what?
What if
what's-
it is?
How are you gonna prove that?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
So you know what
like,
sucks
is
about
it?
this more of more thing?
Yeah.
Time's
Is that
up here.
it's giving us a bad it's developing like a bad habit for us. For me, it's like, you know what? That's a really nice colorway, but I know it's gonna sit and I know it's gonna be released in a different one, so I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
And so it's like
Whoa.
no, I'm just saying it's contributing to a bad habit. Thanks. Thanks for that one.
And
3 minutes is up.
Last question.
okay.
Fuck.
Big inflated topic. This is great. No, it's not great, but that's all I had. What areas of the sneaker culture has the best potential for growth?
Give me what area?
Yeah,
Toe
like
box?
there's
I don't know.
no, not of the sneakers. The
Okay.
sneaker culture. Like, are there areas that can have growth? What areas need growth? You know, is there potential wins for companies to go after certain markets or certain people or certain, you know, like what are they? What hasn't been tapped?
China.
China.
Like the rest
Chinese ladies.
There you go.
So like
Call
what
me
markets?
envy.
Like is
So
there
ladies.
like
You're
is
looking
there,
for it in a business standpoint?
I'm thinking sneaker culture in general. Like we're
culture.
doing this podcast, like
Yeah.
we're trying to exploit or
Exploit.
maybe that's not the right word. I mean, provide a
Subconscious, dude.
yeah, like we're trying to provide entertainment to a certain area and a demographic. And
How many votes do we have to
and-
take to impeach
I don't
someone
know.
again?
You can,
You're out.
yeah, you're out. So you're
Your vote doesn't even count, son. So that's my
anyway. There's tons of different areas of sneaker
My
culture,
area
so
are
it's
the
not
ladies.
just yeah.
I'd say augmented reality.
Oh,
does
that's
that
good.
mean?
Yeah.
It means that if you bring up your phone and the special app, you'd put the camera over Kurt Stan's
And
and
the Pokemon jumps out?
and then you'd see designer influences.
Oh, like at the
I
Lego
like that.
store?
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. And then a Pokemon would come out and you'd have to trap him.
Oh, I got it.
To authorize a promo code to buy the shoe.
There was
Nice.
something earlier this week that I saw that Nike had. You can do the see the designs visually on your shoes. You can change the color and the design and the text and
Quick,
everything,
give
and you
Pierre
can
time,
turn
though.
and spin.
No,
Anyway,
that's
go.
okay. Don't worry.
I want him to.
Anyway, that check
word
that out
salad.
later.
Come on, Pierre. What's your thing?
Word salad.
This is like another.
Words.
This is like another
Word
extension of
salad.
top
Word.
3, right?
Which other holes can we penetrate in shoes?
Come on, 3-prong attack this.
No, now it's 4. Now it's 4.
Wait, what area can we expand on? Make money on.
Five.
Socks.
Whoa. Okay.
Sock
Shit.
game. Socks.
Socks.
Okay.
So
How's that going to help the sneaker culture?
you're gonna come out with another sock brand?
Another expression of yourself, which is
crazy.
cheaper.
Yeah.
Which is it's not
Socks.
what.
It'll be like me saying, like, how can I further this culture in cuisine? You'll be like, forks.
Well, Supreme has no. I'm just kidding.
His
Well-
is cock socks.
Something that has come up. I mean,
AVN
we've
sponsored.
seen LeBron
It's owned
Elite.
by the ones.
We've seen LeBron Elite shit and Jordan shit and stuff that goes with the whole line. But Stance and New Balance with their 24/7 or 247 line have released a
yeah.
gradient sunrise and sundown shoe or sun up to
Collaboration.
sundown where it's the sock is actually
Yeah.
gradient as part of the shoe. So,
Dude.
this guy might be on the money.
Whatchamacallit, like
built the socket.
we used to love and we still do like
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Oh, I'm sorry.
You are getting all the shit today. That's why you should never let Eugene go first.
Okay,
That's what we did in the first couple episodes. Let Eugene go last, and then he'd be like, "Yeah, so I."
I think you should just keep that up all podcasts.
Was that the last one?
Yeah, that was the last one.
All right,
That
so
was
there's
it.
a-
That concludes
There's STI.
your.
Pierre's
You know.
STI.
All right, a couple of things I'd like to say to wrap this up. Of course, we do our usual
We always
shout
wrap
outs.
it up after the STI.
It's a little too late.
You're supposed to do it before the
Oh,
STI.
that
Next time.
explains a lot.
So a few of our weekly shout outs. There's the Monday Midsole every Monday on YouTube at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can catch them. You can catch Talkin' Kicks. Today was their pilot episode on Wednesday. So every Wednesday at 5:30 our time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, you can catch Talkin' Kicks on YouTube. And every Sunday, I still think they are, you can catch Sneaker Box podcast on YouTube Live and later syndicated on your podcast download app thingies. So you can do that every Sunday. And of course, you can find us on iTunes, and you can Google Play, YouTube, and Twitter and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And
So-
before we sign off, before this happens, I know that last week there was a little slip up. Even though I've spoken with this person, Brookie Doo, I'm looking at you.
You're gonna call her out
No, I'm
again?
not calling her out. I'm saying that the slip up where I almost said stay in your lane or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her and I have talked, but just to
Oh.
make it official, there.
She's
that was
dope, dude.
That was a slip, but yes, we do want to see what you're.
I'm jealous that
where
you
your
got to meet
focus
her
is.
face to face. Actually,
you
in
should be.
New York.
She's
What did she
awesome.
post this week that she just picked up? And then
Everything.
I know, and then I
She just got
remember what you
Skeptas.
said, and then
SPs,
oh
I
yeah,
think.
She got
Skeptas.
And then the
SB Air
SPs.
Force 2s.
She's just getting everything.
I'm jealous.
Wow.
I don't get it. I don't get anything anymore.
One love, Philly.
Actually, I got one cop, but we'll talk about it next week.
What do you get?
Did you get it yet? No.
Yeah, I have it in hand.
Oh, Chicago ones.
Oh, thanks.
Just
That's
cut
how
that.
you do
And
it.
on that note-
you don't cut him off. You ruin his topic for the next week.
Sorry.
So it was the Chicago ones he got. Okay, great.
So
They were
four.
Chicago ones for
Yo,
Eugene.
For the record.
Hook me up with that, yo. Hook me up with a Chicago one.
Are you a size 11?
No.
Okay, I can't hook you up.
Hey, that's what the socks are for. Stuff on the toes.
So for the Sneakerphiles podcast, I'm Eugene.
Better than
IG
pants.
Hypeless Joe.
Kurtz is Stan.
Pierre.
IG Sneakerphiles _podcast. Happy hunting.